nice, moist-like hole. First off, Iggy, why are you transitioning from a world-renowned coxman who's banged anywhere from 200 to 700 gals to an old woman, dressing in his finest Nautica shawls, spending your weekends boiling chicken and playing left, right, and center? You know the game where the L stands for left, R stands for right, and S stands for center. It's a great game. Here's where the lie comes in. I'll go ahead and play along and believe that someone actually requested Illini great Darren Atkins and Iggy Strode to be the celebrity stripper chaperones at Gateway National. But I'll not let you sit there with your shawl pulled tight around your old woman body and lie to the good people of the dais and those listening in the Deep South that you're almost disgusted to be in the presence of strippers performing sapphic acts. To hear you talk, it's almost like you didn't go on a magical trip to Las Vegas with your fairy godfather, Biff, to hear a porn convention, made multiple trips to the East Side, interview strippers, openly admit to watching videos of Lady Gaga to check out her schlong growth.
Okay.
And every once in a while will dabble in tranny porn. Right. I believe you. He's turned into such a wholesome sort over the weekend that he took time out of making dumplings to write an effing children's book called Danny the Cucking Dolphin. And hey, it only took me 30 minutes. Well, when you know lots of publishers and can plagiarize it directly off Amazon, I do start to believe it. This one frolics in the ocean. That's from Mr. Nipples.
Mr. Nipples.
Hey, fellas, glad to see you were going the Francesa route with the show today by fielding calls from fake rednecks who claim to A, listen to this AM sports radio show with a dash of stag film discussion, and B, also be diehard fans of the Tennessee Martins and UCA Sugar Bears, both points being mutually exclusive. To give credit, though, at least your callers not named Mike Lee only have an average wait time of 30 seconds to get on the air, and you will at least humor the caller by allowing them to brag about their purple football field while sexually harassing Doug in the process. You also went an hour and 40 minutes without Iggy talking, so nice work. But to be critical, you then had Darren saying Fighting Illini stick together, even though he didn't attend the school. And then you figured it was time to let Bacon Face open his mouth. Listening to a man talk about his crappy attempt at chicken and dumplings and then his inexplicable nerves when it comes to asking for an autograph he got permission for from a baseball player when the guy has no qualms reaching out to every porn star under the sun certainly made me lose more brain cells than usual this morning. Doug, that comes from Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Hi, my name is Bubbles. I just wanted to thank you for driving the golf cart. Beat it, kiddo. Summer tells me you don't talk to strippers, but I just had to come over. I love older men who wear Nautica sweaters when it's 95 degrees. Girls are icky. Hit the bricks, woman. They say you wrote a children's book about Danny the Dolphin. That's not creepy at all. I also heard you're a good cook. What do you say I come over for dinner sometime? I really love boiled chicken and dumplings with freezer burn. That's from B-Pids.
Bill Pullman's Independence Day speech.
Nice show today, fellas. I particularly enjoyed how the South demonstrated a bit of woke to and did, in fact, rise with big showings by Dad in Tennessee, hogging loogies on the air before singing the marketing jingle for Middle Tennessee or Tennessee Martin or whatever lawnmower repair commuter school he dropped out of after failing his cold-starting small motors class, followed by a check-in from Drew in North Little Rock, explaining to an exacerbated Doug that Central Arkansas is seeing huge gains in recruiting after switching to a purple field. Makes you wonder how the North was able to take the South to measure in that 1861 interdivisional scrap. Anyway, so let me get this straight. A golf tournament full of strippers wants someone they can trust to drive a beverage cart around their event. So they turn to the only two men in town who have the je ne sais quoi to navigate a playing field of sad, aggressive 20 handicaps, throwing money at Darlene and Candy to make out in the bunker on 6. Iggy Prickly Pete was hired. Don't you listen to the show? He handles the podcast now, so bitch at him. No, I don't want to hang out with a bunch of strippers at a golf tournament. It's boring. By the way, I need to text Biff to see if he made reservations for us to stay at the Hooters Hotel in Las Vegas for the second year in a row so I can stand in front of a speaker system and tell a bunch of sex workers that they're my favorite while Biff asks them about french fries and pizza toppings. Strode. And Darren, nah, my girlfriend doesn't mind if I hang out with strippers. She trusts me. By the way, might anyone want to buy a testicle? I'm open for negotiations for either of mine. No, Tim, I'm not eating a nanner. I bought a gross of Yo Plays this weekend, so I'm eating like 5 cups of yogurt a morning these days, because they're health food. Atkins, I can't think of 2 men better for the job. Doug, that's Timmy Tom.
Timmy Tom.
And for the sake of time, that is all we have for the Hot Shots email of the day. There were some more in there, and they could have been Jim Dandy's. I just didn't have the time.
I counted 5 that all deserve recognition, but I'm going to go with Mr. Nipples. I'm going with Mr. Nipples, but it's not an easy call.
I'm going to go with a fellow by the name of Stubby Applause.
I really thought there were 4 great ones. Yeah, 5, actually.
5.
I you know what I liked, and you know what set it apart, and it might not be fair, but it's arbitrary. I liked that Mr. Nipples signed off with "This one frolics in the ocean."
Yes.
That's what I wanted. Mr. Nipples, congratulations. The Hot Shots email of the day.
This is Doug Biggs from the Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm, and I want to talk to you about what happens when you get in a car accident. Hopefully, most of you never will be, but if you are, the first few days after an accident can be critical. Unfortunately, from the moment your case begins, the insurance company is going to be working against you trying to minimize their payout. You're probably going to get a call from an adjuster who seems nice, who seems worried about your well-being, but what they're actually trying to do is get a statement from you to use against you later. Insurance companies have specialized systems and thousands of workers who follow a playbook to pay you as little money as possible. At Longo Biggs Injury Law, we know the playbook and we can fight back. If you or a loved one is injured in an accident, visit our website or Google Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisement.
Driving the ball 300 yards is cool and impresses your buddies, but scoring amounts to getting the ball in the hole. Thus, the best way to lower your scores is to improve your short game. If you want a golf green that putts true and gives you real grass performance when practicing chips, pitches, and bunker shots, the only company to call is Clubhouse Turf, St. Louis's exclusive partner of Celebrity Greens. Each Clubhouse Turf signature green is unique in design and can create your own backyard golf experience that your family and friends will enjoy for years to come. Call Clubhouse Turf today at 314-802-6229. Or visit them online at clubhouseturf.com.
Have you been thinking about buying a new home, but you're a little scared because of all these crazy headlines about how difficult it is to find the perfect home? Good thing for you, you know the expert. Ready to see just how easy buying a home can be? TheHomeLoanExpert.com. NMLS number 1326241.
Hello, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that Rosalita's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6, and let Rosalita's cater your next event. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07, give or take 2 minutes. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Welcome to the Michelob Ultra Studios. It's the Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Elvin Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, the Plowhawk, and Action Jackson with you. Come on in, friends. The water is warm in the EDF group text inbox. 314-881-TMA5. Call in 636-9004-TMA or email in for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. I wanted to get to the Cardinals, but Doug, you wanted to lead with Cletus making a decision on playing the senior tees for the J. Randolph Jr. Michelob Ultra Fan Page Club Championship.
Okay.
He issued that proclamation yesterday, and you were a bit surprised and said you'd like to lead with that, despite the fact that the Cardinals have now won
7 of 8, is it? Something like. Yeah, I've changed my tune. I now think this Fan Page Club Championship is probably the most important golf tournament of the year at any level of golf.
Hey, did something catch on fire in the dugout in the fourth inning? There was like a small fire down near the end of the dugout, and Corey Patterson stopped it out.
Oh, I missed that. I don't know.
Yep, there you go. For the toughest loss of the year in 2011.
brush fire question.
Yeah.
You're just not going to get that at Yankee
Didn't see
Stadium
it.
or Fenway.
Well, usually if there's a fire in your dugout, you see it, don't you?
Or hear it.
Smell it.
Smell it.
Corey Patterson was acquired as a
Yeah.
fire extinguisher.
Yeah. Well, they wanted a fire starter. Somebody get something going, I guess. Maybe that's a good hot
Remember that
fix to
song
do
from
that.
1997, Prodigy? Was it 96?
I don't know the years, Tim.
Prodigy. I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter.
What does this talk about Cletus going to play the senior tees
Oh, I
now?
apologize. You're acting like you don't know. Cletus is going to play the senior tees when we have our matchup in the round of 32.
Okay.
And that means he's only going to get pops on 3, 5, and is it 13?
I don't know. I just don't.
But he went out there and walked the course and says he gets an advantage, in particular on the front 9, by using the senior tees. And so he has decided that that's what he's going to go with, sacrificing what he said would have been 2 other pops for that distance.
Can a fellow do that hole by hole, or do you make a decision all senior tees or no senior tees?
All senior tees or no senior tees.
Oh. Well, all right then. That is big news.
That's huge.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't see that on TV or reading the paper this morning.
Corey Patterson was
Big miss.
terrible for the Cardinals.
You're really trying to steer this conversation away from the golf, aren't you?
No, I don't. I mean,
I don't mind.
I didn't know this in the league.
I just didn't think it was going to be a Corey Patterson Tuesday.
I didn't know he even played for the Cardinals.
Redbirds on a here, coming off an 18-1 win, and there's Doug sitting in Brewer blue. I'm blaming tonight's loss on him. That's from Manute Bowl eligible. So the Cardinals are going to lose tonight, and it's because of the blue you are wearing.
I would think so. I would think this would inspire the Milwaukee bunch. Yeah, I don't think they come back from that.
You think Yelich is watching the show right now?
Probably. Why wouldn't he?
What is that, PGA Tour?
I think so. Yeah.
There's a golf logo on there.
Yeah.
It's like a TPC Sawgrass.
I don't know. It's just a blue shirt I found in my closet.
Very
I
suspicious.
didn't do it to inspire the Brewers.
But yet, here
They
they
could
are
do something
inspired.
to inspire them.
Doug, it's as
Yeah.
simple as this. Nolan Arenado. He gets hot, the Cardinals get hot.
Everybody gets hot.
No.
Home runs in 4 games in a row for him now. RBIs in 5 in a row. Nolan Gorman looks like the best hitter the club has ever had. He looks like a young Albert Pujols now. He's got 33 RBIs. He's only played 37 games. Almost a ribby a game.
He's a
And
regular
yet-
Hack Wilson.
And yet he still needs to sit on the bench from time to time.
Unbelievable.
But play the man! Don't ever sit him again! If he ever sits again, we ought to all lose our minds. He's probably the second best hitter on the ball club next to Goldie. Maybe third behind Arenado when he gets hot, but he's right up there. Play him! He's only 23. He's hitting the hell out of the baseball. Every night he ought to be in there.
Hold somebody accountable.
I'm ready to hold people accountable. Who's making out the lineup card? Is that Ollie? Is that Mo? Who's doing it? Get him in there every night, every single night. Right-hander, left-hander, both-hander. I don't care.
Both-hander.
Just play him.
I mean, his 162 game average currently is 31 bombs, 87 ribbies. That's pretty good.
87. He's got 33 ribbies in 37
The math
games.
doesn't work.
I'm talking at the 2 years he's had out of the Cardinal. and
all right.
averages that.
Bill.
He's on a pace this year to drive in 100 runs.
Yeah, he's.
And he doesn't play every night.
He looks phenomenal.
I don't care if he struggles a little bit against lefties. All the left-handed hitters struggle a little bit against the left-handers, don't they? Most of them do.
I just felt the way that the Team USA roster is built, they would have to outscore their opponents to win.
Gosh, that's good analysis. Gosh, it is.
Heavy hitting analysis.
He said that with a straight face, didn't he? You think afterwards he goes, "Oh my God, what did I just say?"
Probably not.
Now, if he had said something like outslugged or something, you could kind of understand it. Meaning he didn't think the pitching was very good. They were going to have to score lots of runs to win. That's what he meant. But when you say it like they're going to have to outscore their opponents to win, it comes across as a little simplistic.
I don't know what the bigger story is, the Cardinals scoring 18 runs last night or the performance Jack Flaherty had. It looked like all hell was about to break loose. He was getting booed in the first inning.
Oh.
The STL Today commenters had a section. And then Wilson Contreras' brother comes up, Doug. Bases loaded. Says hello to his brother, going, "Oh, I thought you were an outfielder." Oh. And then he grounds into the old 5-4-3 and says, "How do you do, Jack Flaherty?"
Yeah, the old Hoover. Pitcher's best friend. Herbert Hoover.
That's right. Depression-era president.
Yeah. I didn't see the first inning, but...
Oh, that's where he was getting booed.
Yeah.
But then Jack Flaherty went off. Well, I wouldn't have seen this as a possibility. 10 strikeouts, 7 innings. God bless America. How about that? 7 innings. He didn't allow a run. 3 hits, only 2 walks, which would have been another issue for him, and 10 strikeouts. What in God's name? I would bet against that all day long.
I think Contreras probably took an internet class on how to catch.
Are they doing
on
this?
The road
like
trip?
a master class? Like Johnny Bench? Like
I think you
used to
pay...
do the baseball bunch, remember that? And Tommy
Yes.
Lasorda was dressed up as a genie.
Yeah. I guess you can go to the University of Phoenix maybe and take a quickie catcher course. Probably what he did on the road trip, and now he can catch again, and now Flaherty can pitch again.
So
Nice
hold on
how
a
it worked
second.
out.
While the Cardinals were in Chicago and Boston,
Yes.
Wilson Contreras went online.
University of Phoenix.
Catching course. It's
Mhm.
taught by Johnny Bench and Tommy Lasorda dressed as a genie.
Yeah.
And in 7 days, he became the second coming of Pudge Rodriguez.
Is there any other explanation?
No. Okay.
Makes sense to me. But the Flaherty performance was probably more important than the 18 runs because you'll get those 2 or 3 times a year. One team or other explodes for a lot of runs. But if you can get Flaherty back to anything close to that for most of his start, then you've really got something.
Didn't even think it was a possibility. Now, the last time we saw Jack Flaherty, it was Wrigley Field, and he was none too pleased. It sounded like him and Derek Gould were going to scrap.
Oh, yeah.
Still don't know what to make of that. But, Jackson, you sent me audio that says Flaherty's thoughts on his outing, as well as a cheeky little nod to the velo question last week. Do you have a problem with an American saying a cheeky little nod?
That's an English saying. Don't bring it up in here.
You've been spending too much time on those UK websites.
Yeah.
No such thing as too much time on those bad boys.
Cheeky.
But the cat kind of brings it up, and he gives a little cheeky little nod.
Doug, it's a cheeky little nod.
I wish you'd stop talking
Didn't
like
Larry
that.
Nichols say something about cheeky? Didn't we have an advertiser when Larry was doing
Monkey shoulder.
Monkey shoulder.
Yeah, chop cheeky.
That's right.
No, that's Burrelli. Yeah. Something
All
like
right,
a cheeky little union.
Doug, here is a cheeky little nod
All
from
right.
Jack Flaherty. Take a listen.
Hit the lever, Plowsy.
It's just a place to start. Go from there, and you kind of see it with all of our starters. Miles has turned it around. However his start was this season, he had a good one yesterday, and you just want to build off that as starters. We know that we're going to piggyback off each other once somebody puts together a real good one, and he did that yesterday, and I was able to build off that. So each and every guy is just continuing to get better. And it's just about continuing to piggyback off each other, which is something we've been able. We're gonna do. We know we're gonna do it, and it's just one after the other, and it's kind of been with this whole team kind of piggybacking off each other.
I mentioned velocity. I think I saw you smile a little bit.
Of course, Joe. You know how it is. We're good.
Cheeky.
Very cheeky.
Yeah, wow.
Very cheeky.
He said piggyback a few times too many.
How many would you like?
I think 3, he said it. Maybe 3 times piggyback. That's fine.
But you would have preferred.
So you're
to
the
say
boy
that.
pig.
Oh.
So if Mats gives up 8 runs, then the next pitcher will give up 8. They just piggyback off their performance.
I guess.
Piggyback.
I guess, yeah. I didn't have any trouble with what he said. It's just that he used the word piggyback an awful lot. And it doesn't come up very frequently.
I did. Man, he looked so good. And I thought after the first, I threw out a little post on the fan page after the first inning.
Uh-oh, it was the post.
What'd you say?
Contreras is a really bad pitcher.
Oh, gosh.
But then...
You are the cooler, man. You
right,
come
dude.
out with something, and immediately whatever you're saying changes.
And Goldschmidt or Arenado hit that bomb, then Goldschmidt hit that liner, and then it's over.
No.
I mean, that game was over.
I don't know what this means, but I guess I didn't see the headline. I read Ben Fredrickson's column this morning, but this is in reference to Derek Gould. The story of the day is Gould's headline describing Flaherty's outing as artful, shade aplenty. That's from Felix Jose's Dirty Boy Panties.
Oh.
A lot there.
Felix Jose.
What?
He was acquired for Willie McGee in 1990. Am I correct?
He could hit the ball 500 feet. Not that often, but when he connected, good Lord, did he hit it a long way.
You always described him as Glenn Allen Hill. Remember Glenn Allen Hill? He had a
Yes.
ball across the street onto the roof of another building in Wrigley.
Yeah.
Chicken, that's okay.
Say that again.
I want to say that again. You calling him out? So when he says artful, he meant to say he wasn't throwing very hard?
No, last week Jack said he didn't understand the art of pitching.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the way the game goes. So you that's the way that you go about the game.
We don't know that unless we ask, Jack. We don't know.
Well, then you don't understand pitching, and that's okay.
Want to say that again?
So he didn't say art, so I don't know what artful would...
He did earlier in that clip.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. It's a long clip, so I don't know if I could find it randomly, but yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Derek took a shot.
So the headline, I've gone to STL today now to take a gander, is Jack Flaherty's artful 10 strikeout dominance leads Cardinals to 18-1 romp versus the Brewers. What I would tell you is, historically, writers say that they are not responsible for the headlines.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would be Derek's work.
Yeah. They can suggest them, I think, but I don't think they have the last word on it. I think with
Was that cheeky? Is this headline cheeky?
Extremely
Super
cheeky.
cheeky.
Oh,
Very
that
much
was
cheeky.
good back and forth.
I think with Flaherty, assuming that he's somewhat healthy, the key is probably, like it is for a lot of athletes, just confidence. Just starting to feel it, getting out of the first inning, then starting to get some outs, and then building your confidence, and then you can build on that. But if you go out there and you're not confident, you're worried about every little thing that's going to happen, it's hard to be really effective. In any part of the game. As a defensive player, if you're thinking, gosh, I hope they don't hit it to me, then you got to figure that guy's probably going to boot it.
Yeah, if you're a major leaguer and you're thinking that, whew.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are now 6.5 games out of first place, 17-25, and Doug just a game and a half behind those dangerous Cincinnati Reds. How do you do?
And they still have the worst record in the National League.
That's right.
And yet, right now, wouldn't you kind of think that they're one of the favorites to win the division?
Yes, that's why I've been monitoring this damn futures market. And it did get, what did we were saying last Thursday, Jackson? That it got up to 750?
Mm-hmm.
And then it dropped back down to 350. I'm going to take it. This is all Bovada, by the way, when people ask. It's now down to 330. Brewers are minus 130. And even though the Cardinals are in last place, they are the second favorite to win the National League Central. The World Series market has moved as well. 3 days ago, they were plus 5,000. Doug, now they're down to plus 4,000 to win the World Series. And to win the National League, the Cardinals are 7th at plus 2,200. Who do you think is the favorite to win the World Series? Go.
Tampa?
No. That was why it was such a great question on my part.
Dodgers?
About me. No.
Braves.
That's right.
Okay.
Atlanta got it all, man.
Well, so does Tampa. Tampa's 31-11.
Yep, they got it all too, Doug.
I think they've scored the most
runs. I take Atlanta on a 7-game series.
Tampa scored the most runs in the American League and allowed the fewest runs in the American League.
Well, they're a group of guys you've never heard of.
Right.
Minus Randy Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I wish people would have patience. I've been saying it all season. We will win the Central. Fans can be so critical. That's from Chairman Steve in Wildwood.
Oh.
See, I get that game was fantastic, and this little run has been phenomenal. But you see what the team can do at its worst, too. And if you don't, you don't know what the starting pitching is going to be. You would assume they're going to add, but you don't know what you're going to give up for that. Is it going to be the current guys on the roster? Is it prospects? What have you? I still think we're a little bit too far back to go, oh, I told you so.
Well, it was Chairman Steve in Wildwood.
And I love Steve.
Well, you know he was being sarcastic because
okay.
he is the person who has a heart attack on 101 ESPN mocking the, situation that oftentimes takes place in the market.
Pretty much everybody was in panic mode, though. But the fact that we have so much emotion towards a team is part of the reason why they draw 40,000 almost every night. People they live and die with the Cardinals here. You wouldn't want the fan base just to go, okay, last place, who cares? Let's not go. You don't get that here.
Well, two thoughts on that. First off, they still have the worst record in the National League, so this has not become the 2011 or 2006 Cardinals yet. Secondarily, I think a lot of people are saying it's confusing because the lineup is too good to be performing like they are offensively. And that is what has really changed. But in the last two games in particular, they got great outings from two guys who were bad at the start of the season. Michaelis has been on a relative heater over his last 6 starts. It doesn't look great because they didn't win all those games, so it maybe flew under the radar. But Flaherty's start is the one that you go, wow, that That I didn't even know was possible at this point for him. 10 strikeouts, 7 innings, no runs. I mean, that's not something that I thought was within his range. Especially
Well, then you don't understand the art of pitching.
I do not understand the art of pitching.
Say that again?
Nurse?
Sorry.
Oh, I missed it.
Just kind of a callback there.
In case I want to go outside the Wrigley clubhouse and start throwing with a professional athlete.
Yeah, with Flaherty, who's about 6'4", 220. Yeah, good luck with that.
That would be a good battle.
Yeah.
Really love to see that little crap.
I don't think you would. I don't think it'd be a good battle.
Can Doug update the Cardinals Vaughn index? That's from.
I'd have to do some math on that. How many runs they scored last night? 18, and they allowed 1. So the Vaughn index would be a minus 6.5.
Oh wow!
They're a minus 6.5.
Okay. Huh.
That's where they are now with a record of 17 and 25. Because
they're 6.5 games back of the Brewers.
Is that how it works out? Yeah.
Oh, that Vaughn index is right on there.
Yeah. Well, it is very accurate. It's an analytic that a lot of clubs are using now. They can do that instead of looking at the standings.
So it's an analytic.
It is. It's absolutely an analytic. It's modern day baseball science.
Felix Jose's Dirty Boy Panties says Derek Gould uses artful in the column as well. Now, as I said, I have not read his column. Doug, I don't know if you read his column.
No.
I have not. I read Ben Fredrickson talking about the Boo Birds. Yes, indeed. After a series of starts that left him frustrated and facing questions about everything from his 2-strike choices to zip on his fastball, Jack Flaherty delivered a concise answer. He let his pitching do the talking. In an artful and overwhelming outing against the National League Central Division leading Milwaukee Brewers, Flaherty reunited with catcher Wilson Contreras and emerged from a foggy first inning to dominate over 7 scoreless innings.
And he said it with
at heart.
So he said artful. He did say artful. So I guess that was... Doug, would you say that was hashtag shade?
It could have been. It's all accurate. It was.
But to use the artful after the art of, you don't understand the art of pitching.
Yeah.
Was it
Say
a
that again?
coincidence? Oh, nice. Want to go outside, Wrigley? Beat the hell out of me.
You go about the game.
We don't know that unless we ask, Jack. We don't know.
Well, then you don't understand pitching, and that's okay.
Want to say that again?
You want to say that again.
It gets better, I think, every time.
It does.
And we're going to play that next year and the year after that.
We might.
I think it may get better than,
Felt like it was getting heated.
It was. It's getting heated at Big St. Charles Motorsports with this jet ski situation, Doug. You got to check it out. 2023 Kawasaki jet skis are now on clearance, starting at $89.99 at Big St. Charles Motorsports. That's right, new 2023 Kawasaki STX 160s are now only $89.99, down from an MSRP of $11,399. Don't miss out on a savings of $2,400, class-leading acceleration, and advanced electronics. Come see us at Big St. Charles Motorsports today in St. Charles, Missouri. 2023 clearance Kawasaki inventory limited here at Big St. Charles, so don't miss out. Price doesn't include manufacturer surcharge. Add $400 for cash purchase. Offer subject to change without notice. Some restrictions may apply. See salesperson for details. Big St. Charles Motorsports located on I-70 at Cave Springs. It's Big St. Charles Motorsports.com. And if you're looking for jewelry for the special person in your life, we would like to recommend Glenn Betts Jewelers at I-270 in Manchester, about a mile east of there. Glenn Betts Jewelers, the family's been doing it since 1941, and now third and fourth generation members of the family will be working with you at Glenn Betts Jewelers in De Pere. Online at glennbettsjewelers.com. That's GLENNBETZ Jewelers.com. Glenn Betts Jewelers develops relationships through generations of your family as well. In the jewelry business, there is good, better, and then there is Betts. The Betts family passion for serving their customers has been passed down from generation to generation. So if you're in the market for an engagement ring, a gift for graduation, a gift for any significant family occasion, go to Glenn Betts Jewelers at glennbettsjewelers.com, located 1 mile east of 270 on Manchester in De Pere. It's Glenn Betts Jewelers. Support the sponsors. That's the name of the game. And speaking of supporting the sponsors, come out to Maggie O'Brien's tomorrow for the EDF Group Dotem pre-party. Doug, it is Dotem week. The greens are being softened by the precipitation we've experienced here over the last few days. Do you anticipate scoring to be high, both at Maggie O'Brien's and at Normandy?
No, I think it'll be target practice.
Nice
because
darts.
a lot of the players, a lot of the walruses that will flounder around out there will do a lot of pin seeking. Nice. And the greens will hold their shots. They're long 4 and 5 irons to the green. They'll be right at the flag, I'm sure. And they'll stick right there. So this will help a lot of the folks.
So you think people are going to go low now?
I'm just worried about carts on paths.
Oh, boy, Bill.
Have you seen some of those guys go to the... Luckily, they don't hit them straight, so most of the time their balls are by one cart path or the other.
Well,
or
that could be.
I think that today is the end of the precipitation. Iggy, are you seeing that same thing? I mean, there's no precipitation in the forecast after 9 a.m. today. That's what I'm seeing, Iggy.
But
And then I
Friday,
got sunshine.
Well, I think Friday's a little iffy.
Oh,
no.
Oh, no.
I don't know what your app has or what the weather has, but I got
My app is garbage.
almost
is what I've
40% chance of rain Friday.
40%.
Temperature around 80, but
Mine says temperature around 67 with no rain.
on Friday?
That's what my app...
Yeah, well.
Are you...
Never mind, I'm on the province of Trieste, not St. Louis.
Oh,
you're Monte Carlo.
my God.
Yeah.
Wow, that was one of the most unrelatable things.
Yep.
That could have been one of the bigger humble brags this show has ever
That's just
encountered.
what popped up. Usually St. Louis pops up. Yes, I see that 50% chance of rain, high around 79. You're right on the money there, Iggy.
How's the weather in Monte Carlo?
Looks a lot better than here.
How casual. It wasn't what you said, it was how you said it. The casual,
Like it could happen at any time. You never know when I might be in the Mediterranean resort area.
Yeah, I'm just covering my ass after last year saying, it's all blowing over, we're going to be fine, and then everybody's getting pelted for like an hour and a half.
Oh,
that was a near-death experience for us.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I just hid in the cart barn.
Mm-hmm. It was raining sideways, and picnic tables were flying through the air.
Pizzas stolen.
Pizzas being stolen by the truckload. Well, hopefully none of that again.
Guys,
we don't have
today's
pizza.
weather reminds me of the Dotem preview video. That's from the Lake St. Louis Island boy. Jackson, you posted the Dotem hole-by-hole preview video, and while we were all recording it last week, we were in the midst of a storm.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. It was, the conditions weren't optimal, but you know what? We get it done. We get the work done.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's available for your viewing pleasure at youtube.com/TMASTL.
Yeah, where you can watch us live right now and decide which one of us is the biggest boy slut. Vote.
Oh, I can tell you.
Who is it?
Who? What? It's not me.
After that Monte Carlo thing.
Yeah, I kind of get the sense you've come back sexually liberated.
No, I don't think so.
Bikinis, waxings, I bet you're all
That was
in.
just me, yeah. You weren't talking about the women. No, I've never had a bikini wax.
Clip that off.
You wouldn't have that done, would you?
Oh, it'd be for money, but I certainly would. But man, that is a lot of tufts.
Oh,
There
yeah,
are
ripped tufts, right? You're getting tufts ripped out of you.
Yeah, those are embedded tufts.
Embedded tufts.
For like 30 years, don't think they've been existing.
Oh.
Maybe not 30, but whenever. I don't know. When do you grow butt hair? Is it before?
Oh.
There's.
It's got to be before beard.
Puberty, 13 or 14.
Nonetheless, they've been there a while, so that would be a tough battle.
Sure they have.
It'd be a tough for the worker. I feel so bad for them.
Yeah.
What a treat, though.
God.
To get your tufts out.
They said they put in a little plastic baggie, so you got like your little trophy case.
Guys, you guys look like Jim Cantori battling a Category 5 hurricane in that Normandy preview video. It's from Alan. He's in Dadeville at the moment.
Well, it was raining. Sure it was. It was raining hard on us there for a while.
Jackson and I got to number 9, and I go, oh, my God.
Oh, I see it.
I might be gone. I might be blowing away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, Doug, we had to preview the golf course for the players so they knew what to hit.
Yeah. Little thing called professionalism.
Yep.
We were given a job to do, so we're out there. And if we get a little bit wet, sure, it's very miserable. But we soldiered through because we're leathernecks. That's correct. We'd be Navy SEALs if we chose that profession.
But we wanted to craft journalism on HD2.
Right. Could we be in the Green Beret program? Absolutely we could. But we chose the softer route of radio.
And if you looked, me and Doug slowly got closer and closer together in the video because there's only one umbrella.
Yeah.
And it started to really come down.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tim, if I bring my wife up to the lot tomorrow night, any chance you can run out and dump some Irish cream down her gullet? That's from the recovering alcoholics from Belleville and Webster Grove.
Gosh. You think she heard that? What would she think if she heard that? What's wrong with this fella? And he does it daily.
He dresses like P. Reed.
Gosh, could you imagine writing that about your wife?
I never grew butt hair, Doug says. I'm the smoothest that he has ever worn. I'm the smoothest hat he has ever worn? That's from Big Ol' Fan.
I don't get that. Even if you get waxed, it comes back, doesn't it? I mean, you're not
Gotta
pulling
get
that...
lasered. Lasered.
Yeah, you're not pulling that hair out permanently.
No, if you get it lasered, chances are it's not going to come back.
Right.
But just putting that tape on there and ripping, that's just good for the summer.
It's not tape, really. It's hot wax, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Hey, Dorks and Tim, what time does the Dotem start on Friday? There's about 90 different posts about it on the fan pit, but none of them says when it starts. There's 90 different posts asking when it starts?
I haven't seen that.
10:30, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, 10:30.
10:30, I think, yeah.
Donut driving in the morning. How do you do?
Fine.
Rockstar tacos for lunch.
Sounds good.
Rockstar smash burgers for the post-party.
Great.
Michelob Ultra throughout the day. Many of the sponsors are setting up to have specific libations at their golf holes on the property. And portions of the proceeds going to the great Michael Wellington's charity, Birdies for Bipolar. You will see him on Thursday, Doug.
Yeah.
And I bet he'll be ball striking.
Right.
But you'll get a chance to have Jackson hit your shot on number 5 and the Plowhawk on number 12.
Yeah.
I'm triple fifth in Donut Drive-In.
Are you going? What are you going with? Do you have a particular?
I'm going to do a couple of chocolate sprinkle. Definitely going to hit 2 jelly filled and probably a Long John.
Really?
Cinnamon twist, maybe.
Oh, I like that cinnamon twist.
How many donuts are you going to have?
6 at least.
6 donuts.
Got to get myself ready for the burgers.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to lay a foundation.
Okay. Well, I'll try to be out there on 12 with you for a while. Keep you fed with more donuts.
Are you going to bring you'll bring a chair, right?
A chair?
Yeah.
Probably not.
You should.
Why should I bring a chair?
You'll be out there a few hours.
Oh, well, I can stand a few hours.
Okay. I'm going to bring a chair.
Good morning. I don't know how I translated a video, but with the wet shirt, you could see Doug's nipple rings like Governor Cuomo. Thanks. That's from KG in O-Town. Who shot the video, did he not?
He shot the back.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, we were out there grinding.
Yeah.
Shout out the iPhone cinematic mode.
God, that looks great, doesn't it?
Right, it's crazy.
Well, I haven't looked at the video. Does it look good?
Yeah, it looked good.
Wow.
The
I bucked it
cinematic
up.
mode.
I can't imagine what it looks like.
I busted up my Normandy hoodie that I had to dig out of storage.
How new does your iPhone have to be before you get cinematic mode on?
I don't know what iPhone model it is. I have the 14, and it has cinematic mode. I'm sure the 12, 13 probably do as well.
Yeah. I'm still on an 8.
Yeah.
No cinematic mode for
right,
me.
because like the update, you need like your update would need to be a physical hardware update as opposed to a software update.
Well, that update will be a new phone.
Right, exactly.
Oh, I know. I need to get one too.
Good morning. Donut drive-in apple fritter is life. That's from Mrs. Jenny Shannon. You like that?
I don't know that it's the most important thing in life.
Oh, I'm up there a couple times a month. It's good.
Love a good apple fritter.
Do you?
I don't like apple pie, but I do like an apple fritter.
I love apple pie.
Ugh.
Why wouldn't you like apple pie?
Not my thing. I don't like pies in general.
I think pie has too much crust.
What about key lime pie, boy?
I like key lime pie, but I feel like that's a little different. I feel like that's closer to cheesecake.
Because you can only have it in Florida?
No, you can have it. It's better in Florida, but
So do you think key lime pie is better in Florida?
Oh, it sounds trendy to say that. Sounds like I've had it all over the world. I know where the key lime pie is the best.
Had it in
Those
Toronto.
the area. Elitist! Do elitist with your pie.
Thank you.
The guy who just brought up the Monte Carlo weather update is going to call me an elitist for saying that the key lime pie is better where the lime is fresher.
Yeah.
Chairman Stephen Wildwood with a, I think, compliment. That was a pretty quick turnaround for the video. That's from Steve in Wildwood. He's a chairman.
Yeah.
Well, it was one take. It was raining, so whatever we said, that's what you were going to get.
Doug absolutely saved me there. One take.
Oh, you did one take as well?
Yeah.
Doug, that means there was a total of 18 takes because I did 9 takes and you did 9 takes total for the 18 holes. That's good.
Yeah, we did not deviate from the plan.
No.
It was a pretty quick
freezing and it was raining.
Really got you in the mood to play golf.
I was gonna get more B-roll, but I was soaking wet.
Oh,
I
I
was
was-
literally soaking wet. So I was like, you know what? I'll edit this as it is.
Good morning. The Donut Drive in buttermilk makes my home moist. That's from
Oh.
the cousin of Moo Man.
Oh no, that sprinkle raspberry filled. It's so fire.
The Donut Drive in caramel long john will flood your basement. That's from Bat Fat.
Oh yeah, yeah, they got
Flooded
a.
basement.
I would get a rack of them right now. It's a 12-piece.
A rack of donuts?
That's just more than a dozen.
How many donuts have you eaten at your worst? Like
in one sitting?
Yeah. Could you eat a dozen?
I don't think I could get a dozen. I've gone a half dozen easy, but I would say probably 8's about the max.
I bet I could eat 6 donuts.
I could too.
Because it's got to be a variety, but they don't have to be all huge bear claws. But
Krispy Kremes that just kind of melt in your smaller. melt in
Those
your-
are small. Like eating 6 of those. Like if you eat 6 like big ones, it's gonna be like a cannon.
Yeah, if you have a couple cinnamon roll style ones in there, but if you give me 12 Krispy Kremes right now, I would eat all of them right now.
I'll have a shovel full of diabetes, please.
That would be brutal.
Plowsy left the YouTube rolling for about 15 minutes after the show yesterday. After 10 minutes, he was prairie dogging and sprinted out to drop ass. Then 5 minutes later, he came scurrying back with his pant around his ankles
He
to turn
didn't.
off the camera. So the birthday hawk, Plowhawks, any of that true?
No, would be great video if it were. I probably wouldn't be here today because I'd be fired.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly scurrying around with my pants down. In
Yeah, or nothing else. Walking
corporate
around
area.
with your pants at your ankles. That would do it.
I see Chairman Stephen Wildwood bringing up the video turnaround because he says the videos I sponsor take 6 months to edit.
Oh.
That's right. He was the sponsor of our showdown with Chris Nagel.
Yeah. Well, he finally got that, though.
Darren Pang and Patty Maroon is who's next.
Well, Pang's still busy. He's still doing those national broadcasts.
He's got. You wanted to see the Stars take on VGK and the Panthers take on the Hurricanes. You said that's the Final Four we want, and that's the Final Four you got.
Well, I didn't really care. I kind of wanted Toronto. I've never rooted for Toronto before, but for some reason
I did too. I wanted to see the Leafs in there. I wanted to see the Oil in there.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bruins doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
But, they would have had to play the Leafs in the second round.
I'm always kind of happy to see Boston get bounced because their fans are so obnoxious.
Wasn't O'Reilly traded to Leafs?
Yes, he was.
I guess you would root for the Leafs.
Yeah.
Were you rooting for the Rangers? Tarasenko, number 91.
Not really. Mm-mm.
You were a big Mikola guy, though.
I wasn't a big Mikola guy. No. But it never bothers me when Boston gets beat because, I don't care for their fan base.
Which fan base do you like less, Boston or Philadelphia? Go.
Oh, boy. But tied for first.
But they're playing play for the fans, not money there, too.
Those Philadelphia football fans, they like throw things at people as they arrive at the stadium. They throw like loaded beers and everything else at them. They're walking down the sidewalk. You seen those videos? It's just violent to people. Just simply walking down the sidewalk to go to the game. And it's like, oh, well, this is Philadelphia. We're tough here. No, you're not. You're a criminal, what you are. See fights in the stands there all the time. When was the last time you saw a real brawl anywhere in a St. Louis stadium? I haven't seen one in years.
Didn't somebody get hit with a stray bullet?
Oh, yeah, that did happen.
Yeah.
Not many stadiums in the country can
Yeah.
say they got somebody that got hit during a game.
That was about 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
They thought it was someone probably shot a bullet in the
Yeah.
air.
It was
on
when
the
I
way
first-
down and hit somebody.
Yeah, it was when I first started working on the show.
But I don't think the person was injured badly, right?
No. No,
How
I
did
don't
that
think
city ever get the nickname City of Brotherly Love?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Because there's really not a lot of love in that city.
No, very little.
Is Rocky a real life boxer? Or is that all
Chuck
made up?
Wepner. It was made up after Chuck Wepner.
They got a
It wasn't-
statue
It
of
wasn't his story, point by point. It wasn't completely accurate, but that was the inspiration.
Well, here we go. I got it for you. Philadelphia is a city of brotherly love. It's a combination of two words, love, filio, and brother, adelphos. That's the reason.
Oh, because it's in the name.
The city was named by its founder, William Penn, who envisioned a city of religious tolerance where no one would be persecuted.
Right.
How about that? So,
They were mostly Quakers at the time, so that's probably
and
why
up
it was-
until, I don't know what year it was, which is why the Philadelphia skyline isn't as large as you would think for a city of its size, you were not allowed to build a building taller than the statue of William Penn, which is on, I believe, City Hall. Which is the building, if I'm not mistaken, Sylvester Stallone ran up the steps. Is that correct? Is that City Hall?
Yeah.
I've done a live shot from that building.
Yeah, those big ass steps are all that. And Philly used to be the capital of this nation.
How about that, Doug?
Original capital.
Yeah.
We're like educating people today.
Well, that's what we are.
It's where the Declaration of Independence was signed.
We're going to be on NPR HD2 soon.
This is where people go to learn.
Can you
and
imagine
expand.
NPR HD2 channel? You can't quite make the NPR range.
The former news director at Channel 4 is now the big boss at NPR. He's the
Really?
CEO that runs the whole thing.
Remember Chuck Wepner's nickname?
Bayonne Bleeder?
Yeah.
That's a bad nickname when you're a boxer. The Bleeder.
Guys, I did see a fight amongst two Hoosiers in jean shorts at the Lone Battlehawks game my brother-in-law brought me to this year. That's from Stan the
Really?
caddy.
I really haven't seen one. It's extremely rare at Cardinal games.
The guys that wear the Boy Scout uniforms are still my favorite fans that I've ever seen in a Battlehawk game. Just a group of guys.
Really? Cub Scouts?
But it was like older men.
Older men wearing shorts and their hiking boots and that kind of thing, the khaki.
That's great.
Like a lot of them? There's
about 6 or 8 of them. That's enough for me. That's a big pack.
It's
of
a scout leaders?
Scout leaders.
That's kind of
got the
odd.
patches. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's hilarious.
Are they working towards a merit badge?
I have no idea if they were custom or
Trying to get their XFL merit badge.
their Hoosier badge.
We haven't heard yet if the XFL's even coming back next year, have we?
Rock says it is.
Matt Rocchio?
Rockio. Wow, a lot going on here. The 314 is not happy. Rocky ran up the art museum's steps, you effing morons.
Oh.
And no, he wasn't a real person, Darren. It's from the 314. Jackson, would you like to issue an apology?
Guy sounds like we hurt his feelings a little.
Yeah. But the inspiration was the boxer Chuck Wepner. It wasn't his life story, but that he was the inspiration behind it. According to Sylvester Stallone.
All the other hot Philly info he gave you, though, rock solid.
Was it?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm confident on the William Penn statue thing. Because Philadelphia is market number 4, is it not?
I believe so. Yeah.
But the skyline is rather small for a city of its size. I mean, everything's small in comparison to Manhattan. But Chicago's 3, and Chicago's monstrous in comparison to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And that was because of this William Penn deal. Hell, I don't know. Doesn't bother me much. Seems like it pisses you off.
No, it doesn't really come into our lives a lot, the height of the buildings in Philadelphia.
Sure.
But, it may someday.
We got some massive skyscrapers.
You can't build them here taller than the arch.
I don't think there's a market anyway.
Yeah,
No.
nobody going, man, we really missed on that. Should have brought the 40, story high-rise. That would have been great.
We have a rare moment here from Harrison's brother Master.
What?
Wow. This is breaking news. Good morning, Tim. I have to admit, I cannot hear the breathing today. This is a miracle. Please continue to do whatever you guys are doing today. Yesterday was horrific.
Oh.
Also, please tell the 115-pound runt to do his job and play some damn drops.
Oh.
He went in caps with the last 4.
Gosh.
Okay.
Well, here's what I can tell you. I receive emails often, and it's wonderful, Doug, that people care.
Yeah.
It's a great thing that people care.
Well, sure they do.
So I would say I forward about 1 out of 20 to Marshall, the chief engineer here at Hubbard Radio St. Louis. And yesterday, right after the program, and I asked him if he could come in and monitor the audio live on the air like he said he was going to do now that Iggy was back in studio and everybody's levels could be monitored. So following Balloon Party, Jackson and I got our asses ripped again.
Did you?
We get back here into the Michelob Ultra studios, and Marshall comes in, the chief engineer. And Jackson, what was it that was discovered that should impact the podcast audio in a major way?
What did he find?
So in our old studio, we had a processor. And the processor, in real time, kind of corrects the audio so everyone's levels are somewhat consistent and it just makes it sound better. And since we've moved into this new studio, we have not had a processor. Marshall has put in a processor. And so right now, Doug, I got a beautiful little waveform cooking up in here.
Where is this processor?
It's to the right of the Plowhawk.
All right.
Yeah.
Right at the
right
bottom.
I don't see it. It's under the table.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a Jack in the Box big.
Ooh, I can see its head bopping up and down.
Right, like it's not like a live entity, but it is processing
Pulling
audio.
at its hand.
I can tell you that much. And
Okay.
so, yeah, all is well.
And now it sounds better?
Yeah, I think the podcast will sound significantly better.
So as it turns out, we have the YouTube stream. That's one audio level. That was too low when we moved studios. He adjusted that. So that should have fixed that. I haven't gotten emails about that since that happened. Then it's being broadcast on HD2, of course, which is kind of our big moment.
Yeah.
And the podcast, which is how the vast majority of the listeners access the program. And so those levels were lower because they weren't using the processor.
Bingo.
And now, Jackson, the processor is being used, and so today's podcast should be better. Is that my understanding?
Yep, absolutely.
So there you go. So
Well,
let
that
me know
seemed
otherwise.
easy.
That means people, I'm telling you, the emails to me directly have made progress here. And ideally, by the first week of June, the skeleton will be changed, and it'll be best of programming from 10:01 a.m. to 6:59 a.m. the next day.
Oh, really?
And then we'll have the live broadcast from 7 to 10.
I will let people know.
Oh, more news. Boy, so much news.
Not
here in the Munganess
news,
Summer
just kind of letting them know it's a process of getting a lot more best ofs in there. So you may hear best of segments more frequently than you typically would. Instead of 10 to 12 days out, it may be 7 to 8 days out in between segments listening. And that makes sense, right? Since you're adding, let's do the math, I mean, 25 to 40 hours extra of best ofs a week.
So Sinbad will continue to play daily?
It sounds like we're going to hear a lot more.
No, I'm just saying there's going to be continuously more being added in, new ones.
Into the
but
skeleton.
Just at the start of it, it's going to be a hard process to. Now, Jackson, you understand what I'm saying? Like to be able to have 2 weeks of something not playing. You know, that typically is now because you have the segments already in place. But if you take those out and replace them with best ofs, the frequency of using those best ofs are absurd.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, it goes.
And when we say best ofs, you mean just any old show we can get our hands on?
I wouldn't say that. No, I've done a pretty good job of finding some really good nuggets. There was even a poll. Do you want to hear old Cardinal conversation? Because I know that was a topic, and that's a lot
Gallup
of.
poll. There was a Gallup poll about
It's not
that.
really.
Because that's a big chunk of our shows back 5 or 6 years ago. We were much more talking about Cardinal baseball in more bigger segments. So you can't use those. So there's a lot of things that you can't use. So when you do find the Wellington about, you know, being kicked out of Bumble or Iggy folding pocket aces or Iggy dating a Viking cheerleader, you pounce on those and you call them best ofs. Yes, you're not really putting lipstick on a pig necessarily,
No.
but best ofs is a very loose term.
Iggy, I forgot what you said ever happened to that old Vikings cheerleader.
I don't think I ever did because I don't know what happened to her.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it was just in a spring break.
This little fling?
Yeah, it was a boring spring break, actually. I went with my brother and our friend Frank, and Frank was love-struck. He left
With his cheerleader?
No, he left his girlfriend back home, and he didn't want to go to the beach. He didn't want to go to parties. He just wanted to sit in the hotel room. So that's where I met her. I met her at the hotel pool.
Huh.
Then we went into the bar and a cocktail.
And this was Minnesota Vikings cheerleader, not Parkway North Vikings cheerleader.
Minnesota Vikings cheerleader.
Oh, good.
Bud Grant's group.
Yeah.
Guys, while we're talking about this finicky skeleton, is there any way we can have the Tim in Florida Alligators episode? We only hear that one 3 times a day. That's Herb's Hog, and I'm sensing sarcasm.
no.
I have no idea what that episode is. Tim in Florida Alligators.
Well,
what is that?
That's not what the segment is called.
What's it
So
called?
if you can
Herb?
tell me. Like,
See you
it'll,
tomorrow,
say
Herb.
it'll say what the name of the segment is, whether you're listening to in your car on the app, if I'm not mistaken. The title
It's called
is
Tim in Florida Alligators. It's not. What's it called?
Is that when Doug and Plowsy were talking about the beasts they heard in the woods?
Yeah, but we don't even know that. I don't even know what that one is called. And again, we have an entire algorithm. So before I load any segment, it tells me the last day it was played. Like it tells you it hasn't played in 9 days, 16 days, 2 days. Like it tells you when you loaded it that yesterday or that. Like if you already just loaded it, it gives you all the information. So like I respectfully just decline that would be the case.
Herb, the action's back on you. You can call in 636-9004-TMA, and we can. You want to unpack this, Doug? You like that when people say, "Well, let's unpack"?
I don't like it. No.
I mean, I kind of unpacked everything else besides maybe like the linens, but you can call if you want.
Love the switch to more best ofs. Look at this, compliments coming in.
Yeah, but
the best part was hearing Big Al drop an S-bomb over the HD airwaves HD2 airwaves last Tuesday afternoon. FCC be damned.
Oh.
That's from Bob.
Again, when they let us know those things, I go in there and I edit them and I reload them into the system.
by then it might be too late in the eyes of the FCC.
Look, again, Doug, like I apologize, but I didn't leave that in there on purpose. It's just a lot to listen to, and sometimes you just, during a Big Al call, it's hard for me to maybe pay it full attention to that call. Maybe I'm doing another task. So.
Well, don't ever play the Alfie Barnrat clip then.
What he
That
did?
literally says, I mean, it's amazing, though, that we have, 600 clips in 1/2 a second S-bomb. It's all we have in those entire... But let's just pile it on.
It's all it takes for the FCC to come crashing down on you.
I get it.
The commission, Doug.
Yes.
Bert Kaufman called it. He goes, Tim, the commission will not tolerate that. Oh, I like that. The commission.
Commission is kind of old school.
And the FCC wouldn't fine you for the S word.
Why?
Because I think there's a lot of places that play it now.
Is that right?
I don't know.
Really?
I think it's a lot more lenient. I don't know about the S word, but the rap music I hear on FM stations now are above and beyond what I heard 5 or 6 years ago in terms of sexual innuendos and...
Yeah, if you can sing something in a song, can't you say the word?
I thought so too, but... Again, I will address those issues immediately. It's easy for me to open up that segment, edit it, and then reload it into the best of, so the edited version plays instead of the original. Like that, it can be done.
Okay.
And I'm fine doing that.
Well, yeah, you are.
So I appreciate it.
This is this text strikes me as a problematic start because it starts with yeah.
I don't like that at all. I don't care for it.
Yeah, the machine showing the last time something was played is not an algorithm. Nice try, plow lazy. That's from Peggy's husband.
Gosh.
Who's Margaret's husband? Have you met?
That's a new texter, right? Or this?
Peggy's husband's written in a lot. I don't know if he's been read a lot.
That makes sense.
It sounds like Peggy's in charge of that household, though. When you identify yourself as Peggy's husband.
Oh, Margaret? Oh, she run everything. Marge.
Non-skeleton remark, but I finished the Swopes picks on the Rams relocation about no secret plan, and it was top-notch, besides, the losing of a football team. Thanks, I'm enjoying the show. That's from Ebenezer Mugatu.
Mm-hmm.
See, there's compliment, and there was no backdoor criticism.
They're having trouble getting a new stadium in Charlotte, and there's some concern there that the team might move.
Bring our Panthers home?
No surprise, dude. This is going to happen all the time now.
Yeah.
You're going to hold these taxpayers hostage. If you don't pay for a stadium, we're gone.
Right.
They'll do that to everybody.
They've been doing that for a long time. It's what happened in Minnesota.
Yep.
Yeah, but which market do they use as leverage? Because L.A. is now out.
Probably the lucrative St. Louis market.
Yep.
Can't do San Antonio, even though that's an obvious choice, but Jerry
London.
Jones,
Yeah.
London.
Oh, London is a good one, especially now that the Jags... Did the Jags give up 2 home games for those London trips, or is it 1-1?
I don't know.
Probably 1-1, if I had to guess.
Marge probably runs that strappy on him. That's from Big Sager.
Yeah, I would.
Oh.
Now, what was that?
Oh.
A drop for these simpletons.
These simpletons, Doug. Let's see what we got here. Friends of the Feather. Get your work in. You want to be peaking just in time for the Dotem, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Just in time. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I worked on my game yesterday for 6.5 hours with Cletus lurking. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
You going to do a practice round?
Practice round, walk the course with Carlos Spicer Wiener.
Is this the most important match of your life to date?
Never played for more money than this.
Yeah. Well, you don't get the money unless you win a
6
couple more
matches.
rounds still.
Right.
Another 4 months. It's like a fantasy baseball. It's like you enter the original money, and then a half a year later, it's there.
I've never played in front of a larger group of people than I'm going to play in front of on Saturday.
There won't be anyone there. Is it more important for you to win the match or to get away and not have been a sexual assault victim?
I'm a willing bottom.
Oh, wow. So there's no victim happening.
Right. I realize the only way for me to win is to birdie holes, but the only way for me to birdie holes is if he is grabbing my hips and pulling them nigh.
Don't say nigh.
What's wrong with that? It's what it is.
Yeah, the hornier he gets, I mean, because he has like 5 layers on underneath. He got a thing of underwear. He got the girdle.
Right, got that girdle. Got straps.
What else has he got?
He got pants, maybe shorts, and maybe compression shorts.
Oh.
And pants.
Oh.
He basically, once he takes those off, I think he just folds in half.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but you don't get that at Family Golf, and that's a miss, I think. I think it would be nice to have Cletus running around there, but he is it's where you get your work in. FamilyGolfOnline.com. Learn, practice, and play your best golf. They've got it all. Double-decker driving range and the short game area, which I highly recommend, plus a par 3 golf course for you. Enjoy lunch or dinner on the terrace and wonderful patio with a back 9 bar and grill. Host events like birthday parties, graduation parties, corporate events, and clinics. John Jay had his golf tournament there. And Albert Pujols is out there hitting wedges on that short game area. It's perfect. You can hit like a 100-yard shot from the front to the back. That's how large that short game area and that green is. That's where you will improve. Focus on shots 100 yards and in. Doug, you want to sit there and you want to bang driver 100 times? Be my guest.
Well, right now, I'm thinking I'd like to see Albert Pujols bang drivers and see how far he might hit a ball.
What do you think he would do? 320?
Gosh, I don't know.
Roderick McGribb's leading the tour with driving distance, and I think he's 320.8. Is that right? 320.8?
I don't know. I don't follow that.
But wow, have you noticed the strokes gain decrease in his ranking on putting? What are you seeing with him on the green right now as people observe their rosters for the PGA Championship this week? Is it Oak Hill? Oakmont?
I don't know.
Oak Ridge Boys. They're the guy with the beard.
Oh, yeah.
Oak Hill.
Deep voice.
Oak Hill.
Okay.
7,400 yards, but only a par 70.
Oof.
Monster.
You see that 264, 15-mile-an-hour wind in your face, par 3?
Oh, Bill.
I thought it was 230.
I thought that.
That's what Fitzpatrick.
Harris English saying he hit a 3-iron in there.
Okay. Yeah, you may be right, Jackson. It's
How many people in the audience are carrying 3-irons? What percentage do you think? 2%. If Wellington's listening, that's our one.
Oh.
If they have like a really old set that somehow has a 3-iron in it.
And by really old, you mean 10 years?
Like Patty
No, like
Bird?
20 years.
15?
Like 20 years.
I was using a 3-iron less than 20 years ago.
He must be a ball striker.
Back in the day, they had a 1-iron.
Yeah.
They had a
Jack
2-iron
Nicklaus
and
at
a
Pebble
1.
Beach. What was that, 16?
I don't know.
God, my dad had a 2-iron. I'm like, how do you even hit that?
Yeah.
The butter knife.
And the old joke was, if you're out there in a lightning storm, you grab your 1-iron, hold it up in the air, because not even God can hit a 1-iron.
Nice.
That's what they'd say.
Can you imagine the sack on that dude from the Oak Ridge Boys? Probably hangs to his shins. That's from former fan page moderator Neil Allen.
Why would we want to envision that? Why would we spend and of course now that's all we're thinking about.
Which
Why
one?
would you put that in our brains?
Which one? Aren't there like 5 of them?
This, I think, is the gentleman with was it the beard who had the low voice?
I don't think so.
Elvira.
Was that Oak Ridge Boys? Is that Alabama?
I don't know.
I think that was Oak
And is it
Boys.
racist that we can't distinguish between the two of them? Think about that. 314-881-TMA5. Let us know, and I'll issue an apology. It's so much hotter when it's 100 degrees, and Cletus is drinking that less than room temperature red wine out of a Circle K coffee cup. It's from Chairman Steve in Ohio. He says he does it to calm his nerves over putts. At this point, I would imagine his body doesn't even respond to it.
I don't know what
Calm
hot
his
red wine
nerves.
can do for the
Four morons at Gateway at 4 in the afternoon in front of nobody. The intensity of the competition is second to none. Things are going well in O-Town. That's from Hunchback of Uncastle. Doug, what does that mean?
Things are going well in O-Town?
I think it's because the A's had 2,000 fans in attendance last night.
Do you see they're still checking?
Is that Oakland's called O-Town?
No, I don't think so.
Not even close to O-Town. O-Town was a nice...
KG in O-Town.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I didn't know if
Overland.
KG was... Yeah, I thought KG was from, like, North County. Then he went to Sackman.
He did. But I think he had a job there.
Ah, Bill. Bill.
I saw a video in Oakland. There's it literally probably about 500-600 people. It was about 20-30 minutes before the game, and you could sit and I have never seen a stadium more empty, and they were still ticket people checking to make sure you're sitting in the right seats. And at that point, if you're in the stadium, shouldn't you be able to utilize all the seats when there's 95% of them?
Well, I mean, that operation is...
It's insane.
9-34 is what the Oakland A's are, Doug. That's a 209 winning percentage, and they've lost 3 in a row.
Could be the worst team of all time.
And they're going full-on St. Louis Rams with just tanking before they move to the Strip.
Is Scott still on the team?
No, I think he retired.
We were told he's a minor leaguer with the White Sox.
Oh.
Okay. They got a guy, Southside Seaman has, named Brent Rooker, who rakes. Brent Rooker.
I looked at your team and didn't you like the 11th best player in baseball?
That's
I've
right.
never heard of this dude in my life.
Southside Seaman loves a good dumpster dive.
Oh.
Dude, dive in there deep. Real deep.
Bad.
In those empty stadiums, Plowsy, they have to check everybody's seat because it's not fair to the people who paid more for their seat to have somebody who paid for a nosebleed to come down and sit right next to them. It's not fair.
That's not... Nobody should care anymore. Those workers, they're leaving. They should not really care that much. They're not going to get fired. I mean...
No, it's probably too late for that. But I mean, even at any stadium, if there's lots of open seats down low, that's why they don't let you come down and sit there, because it's not fair to the people who paid full price.
Big Sager says Bush was looking pretty empty last night, too. I'm just saying. You like that when somebody says I'm just...
I don't like it, no. Well, it's still a school night. We're not quite out of school everywhere yet.
No giveaways, so...
I think that's the key.
Good morning. My wife just walked in to say goodbye before heading to work, and she heard Tim read the "Can you imagine the sack on that guy" text. And I think she got a nice little picture of what I've been listening to these past few years. Doug, that's from Dogtown Ty, and he has the drone. Sounds like a Sibian.
Think people turn the channel real quick when their significant other walks into the room?
Well, you
No, I
really
wasn't
have
listening to
carved a niche, girl. I'm proud of you.
Okay, Jay.
Who was Jennings talking to there? I think it was Ariana Marie. That's what I thought.
He was a big fan.
I did an interview with Buck Swope yesterday for the upcoming Swope's Pick So's, remembering Jennings.
God,
Oh, yeah. Now, did you talk, or was it Buck Swope all the time? Because he'll have some long questions.
He was out at Meadowbrook shooting an event. And I was wondering if it was a U.S. Open qualifier, because I know that was a gateway yesterday. Doug, Bo Van Pelt was there.
Was he
And
really?
he qualified. He made it through to the final. I feel like Bo Van Pelt was a guy who was in a final group at a U.S. Open, or maybe PGA. Now he's got to qualify. It's a slippery slope in that professional golf game.
Well, I don't even know where he's playing. I don't think he doesn't have a card.
Yeah, that's why he's
unless he's
in
on
the
the
spot that he's in. And he's playing a qualifier over at Gateway.
Unless he's got some Corn Ferry Tour status.
Doug, if you're a 1.6 or lower, you can go out there and try and qualify.
Oh, can you?
I think he's the son of former Giant Brad Van Pelt.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Good linebacker.
Wonder what they were playing it from. Tipped out. Because at Gateway number 10, the tees on 10 are like even with the concession building.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
It's back
It's
there.
across the bridge, that wooden plank bridge. So I wonder if those boys, I mean, I'm sure they could hit driver to get there, but I don't know if they would consider the math to be favorable to bring it into play.
Boy, Bo Van Pelt, top 10 in the Masters in 2011.
Wow, I knew he was in something.
Yeah, tied for 8th at the Masters and tied for 17th at the 05 PGA Championship.
Now he's grinding at Gateway.
Yeah.
And that's not even getting him in the U.S. Open. Now he gets to go play and then try to get into the U.S. Open.
He's got to be in his early 40s, though, doesn't he?
48.
Late 40s.
48.
What would he be doing in St. Louis?
That's where they get assigned to,
they get
I
assigned.
believe.
Because there's probably courses all over the country, though, aren't there?
Yeah, you get, I believe after this round, you get like when Nagel went to Ohio. And you'll be playing with guys who you reckon. I mean, was it Drew Pranger who called into the show? Great player
Chris
locally.
Pronger.
No, Drew Pranger. Great short game. Lefty? Is he a lefty when you
I
go out
don't
and
know.
watch?
He's either
'Cause
lefty or righty.
He competed in the Fan Page Club Championship, played as a 9, too. That caught people off guard.
Pranger?
Yep.
Pronger.
Drew,
Pranger.
number 44, defenseman, logged a lot of minutes.
We're back to Pronger.
Now we are.
Today's Bo Van Pelt's birthday.
Yeah, and that's why I brought him up.
48. Today's 48.
It's unbelievable. What a way to celebrate by winning a playoff yesterday. Gateway National and number 1. Wonder if he was getting any pops.
I doubt it. I don't think they play that way.
Well, they don't play real golf.
You
Because they played it up in the fairway and up in the rough.
They did. The pros are allowed to move their balls a little bit.
That would be the best.
If they hit it in the crap, they just got to drop lateral.
Or if they were allowed to cheat if the other guy wouldn't watch it.
Right, dropping ball.
If you could see it on
Drop a ball.
that'd be entertaining.
Bo Van Pelt, John August. Did you say Augustine? Is it Augustine?
I don't say either one. Really.
He qualified as well. But now the real players will take that golf course and play from the white/senior tees on Saturday. Bigger gallery.
Didn't Augustine play at Live for a little bit in the very first year?
Gosh, I don't know.
I don't think so.
I thought he was one of the up-and-comers they gave a spot to out there.
I don't know much about Augustine. I'll be up front with you.
I hooked up with a nasty skank over there in Granite once. Tatted up, smoked cigs. I was on a 3-dayer and I couldn't finish. Rubbers suck. That's from the recovering alcoholic from Belleville.
We didn't need that.
If you don't have a truck, a tat, and a kid by 20, you ain't nothing.
One of the best quotes Jennings has ever produced.
That was
Sullivan?
referenced by Buck Swope yesterday in our interview.
He was discussing Sullivan.
Sullivan, just a legend. God.
What did you need again? You needed
a truck.
If you don't have a truck, a tat, and a kid by 20, you ain't nothing.
Okay, got it. I didn't have any of that by 20.
Well, you ain't nothing.
I still don't have any of that. I'm 34.
I haven't had any of that by 65.
Yeah, I guess I haven't either.
Larry Nickel wants to break down the U.S. Open qualifier yesterday and also professional wrestling. Good morning, Larry.
Hello, Nixie.
Good morning, guys. What's up?
Well, not much. We're doing all right. You?
I'm doing okay. By the way, the Cardinals are coming to a
Yes, they are. Yeah. Yes! Feels like if we can just get hot, we can win this baby.
We did get hot yesterday. We won like 18-1.
I know. I saw that. It's fabulous. Well, don't snap at me, though.
Unbelievable show last night, but Doug didn't get a chance to see it, so why don't you recap him?
Doug had to watch it for the past 4 or 5 decades?
It's something like that. Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah. So what happened?
Anyway, they had a battle royal to determine the number one contender to Gunther's Intercontinental Championship.
Gunther's
Gunther's the heavyweight champion now?
No, the Intercontinental Champion.
Okay.
That's the belt that has been with WWE since like maybe the 70s.
Okay.
And they had the draft like last week or the week before.
You watch that draft?
I didn't. I missed the draft. Doggone, I didn't know.
Isn't it amazing that Gunther won like the Design Air Heating and Cooling March email of the month, and then he goes over and wins the Intercontinental Champion? That never happened before. Rat and Bloomsdale won, I believe, the U.S. title one year and then won Emailer of the Month. But yeah, Gunther's the first one to do it since the right.
Anyway, Mustafa Ali was the winner of said Battle Royal. So at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia, a week from this coming Saturday, Mustafa Ali will challenge Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. And also, this will be the first time Sami Zayn will be able to compete in Saudi Arabia because his family is of Syrian descent. And at one time they were at odds with each other, that being Saudi Arabia and Syria.
Yeah.
But now they're at peace with each other, so Sami's able to come compete and defend with Kevin Owens the undisputed tag team titles against Solo Sikoa and the current undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Roman Reigns.
Huh. So you get a little political lesson with your grappling.
Yes.
Larry, what are you watching?
Masterminds with Brooke Burns.
Oh.
Ever heard, Doug?
See the blonde?
Yeah, tall drink of water, right?
Yeah.
She was a Playboy, wasn't she?
Doug?
I don't know. Was she? Brooke Burke. There's Brooke Burke and there's Brooke Burns.
No. Not familiar with Brooke Burns.
I'll call her up for you.
Yeah.
Larry, she was not in Playboy.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But she did submit a picture for Beaver Hunt in the summer of 98.
I don't think so.
Why don't you look it up and see if she did that?
Oh, Doug, here she is as a brunette and as a blonde. Fun hairstyles.
Yeah, she's very attractive. Yeah. Very good game show host. I've seen her.
Yeah, she hosted 2 other game shows before Masterminds.
Yeah. Okay, well, we lost our way here, Larry. What else happened on the show last night? That was of major importance.
besides Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn losing to the Judgment Day ahead of the title match at Night of Champions?
Yeah, besides that.
Well, that's what happened.
Oh.
Judgment Day beat the tag champs.
Okay. Sounds like a whale of a show.
Yeah, and so if a team beats the champions in a non-title match, they are in line to get a future tag title match, pending the outcome of the match at Night of Champions.
All right. Hard to keep track of it all sometime, isn't it?
That's why we get recapped.
Yeah, that's why you guys have me.
That's right. Exactly right. Yeah.
Larry, do you have the top 5 countries in the world available at this moment?
Yes, I do. And the number 5 and number 4 will be what I talked about earlier. Number 5 will be Saudi Arabia. Number 4 will be Syria.
Kind of a surprising appearance for these two.
Christine Brenna's going to come after you.
Right.
Number 3
Human rights be damned on this list.
I'm still talking.
It's wrestling washing is what they're doing.
It does seem like that.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But anyway, number 3 will be Brazil.
Right.
Number 2, Canada. Number 1, United States of America.
Still right up there, number 1, after all these years. All right.
Yeah.
Who clapped?
Jackson.
I always do.
Well, nice list, Larry. A nice recap, too.
Thank you.
All right.
God bless you, and God bless these United States of America.
Yeah, God bless America.
There
thank you, Nick Z.
is Larry Nickel here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Wonderful. Think about that.
Mm-hmm. So Syria is 4, Saudi Arabia is 5 now?
Yeah, kind of a surprise there.
Yeah.
Caught me off guard.
I wouldn't have thought Syria could squeeze into the top 5 with all the problems they've had here in recent years, but good for them. You know?
Good morning. This was sent to my email from Mr. Underhill. And he had that tab, right? Put on the Underhills?
Lobster Thermidor. Yeah.
5 years ago, my wife and I went to Merrimack Music Theater in Steelville, and we saw the Oak Ridge Boys. We were 45 at the time, but still were the youngest people of the place by at least 15 years. They closed the show with Elvira. They yelled for everyone to get on their feet as the song began, but it was nearly 3/4 over by the time the people got their walkers and oxygen tanks situated to stand and cheer. It was a spectacle. By the way, they were awful. That's from Mr. Underhill.
Oh. I heard a comedian the other day say that country music is trying to get more politically correct. Lady Antebellum changed her name to Lady A. The Dixie Chicks changed their name to the Chicks. And Alabama is changing their name to Vermont.
Oh, nice material.
Is that a bit?
Yeah. It was this little sketch that he had.
I like that.
Sketches and bits. Sketches and bits. All right, let's wrap up this Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. Munganess 314-252-0029. You know what I'm going to do right now? Right here.
Right
I'm going to go to stlouisacura.com, and I'm going to see what's doing.
I was there yesterday. They're so great.
Are they the best?
They're the best.
They're the best. Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganess. Let's see. I know my budget, and it gives me the choice, $32,695. Let me just move it all the way to $75,000. Because that's kind of the way things are.
List.
Very wealthy. Oh, Doug, and look. Check out this white MDX. Ooh, and look at the rims. Those are probably $30,000 rims.
Oh, gosh. Love to have that.
Imagine driving around Francis Park at St. Gabriel's School Picnic with those rims.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd look even better than I do normally in my LeBaron. That's an eye-catching car.
It is a nice whip. It is Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. You can go shopping right now. Great pre-owned inventory, too. Go shopping. They have all kinds of wonderful cars for you. You can go just go right away. They got the new arrivals. You can view all their pre-owned, and you are going to be doing a lot of scrolling because you have a lot of choices there at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Go online at stlouisacura.com and go shopping. And if you have any questions, you can text the muck. You call them the muck rakers.
The muckety mucks.
Oh, muckety mucks.
Yeah, not the muck rakers. The muckety mucks.
Isn't that what Teddy Roosevelt called the press?
I think so, yeah.
314-252-0029. You can text or call Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganess, Munganess St. Louis Acura, sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour. And we got another major. Who won the Masters? You or Doug?
I think I did.
Wow.
Well, do we know that for sure? We just
I don't think
guessing.
that information's available.
I'm pretty sure I did.
It was Iggy.
Was it?
PGA Championship, Oak Hill. Driving distance critical, Doug, but boy, those bunkers, you're going to see some awkward shots with the players, those greenside bunkers, because the rough is dense, and I think some of the balls will hold up and not trundle back into those bunkers, so keep an eye on that.
I will.
Strokes gained side hill lies on greenside bunkers. You might want to check that before you make your picks.
It's not a huge concern of mine when I blindly pick names out of a box, is whether a ball's going to trundle into the bunker or not.
Well, you should.
I shouldn't.
Exactly right.
I can't be concerned about that. Just trying to make sure I just get one name pulled.
Iggy, you got to bet who wins the PGA Championship. Go.
Well, don't just sit there in silence. Give us something.
I don't know. It's
just pull a name of a big name player. Say John Rahm.
Oh, Grand Slam, you think, this year?
Could be.
Wow, sick.
Yeah, I think Rory bounces back.
Oh, Roderick McRib. And did he win there? Did he win there?
I think so.
Doug, did he win there?
I don't know.
Rahm's plus 800, Scheffler's plus 800, McRib is plus 1,400. You would never guess who's number 4, I don't
Initials,
think.
please.
Iggy, you want to fire a bet before I give the initials and give it away?
Shoffley?
No.
Cantley?
No.
What are the initials?
Plowhawk, you want to fire a bet at the pot?
Corey Connors.
Corey Connors. Jackson, you want to fire a bet at the pot, or are you looking at Frank Haith? Gone.
Jackson!
Oh, I thought we were about to
Jackson!
take a break, so I turned his mic off.
Where
but
is he?
we started going into another segment. No, you good?
I don't know what I'm doing.
I turned it back on.
There's really never a plan, as you know. Brooks Koepka is plus 1,800. How about that?
I was about to say that. I was potted down.
Oh, of course he was.
I was potted down. I couldn't say
I believe
it.
Jackson. I think P. Reed is 90-1, and that's a steal.
Preed is 90-1.
I thought so.
Where's DJ?
Doug Dustin Johnson is plus 3,000. He is 16th. Justin Thomas plus 2,800 is 15th. Morikawa plus 3,500 is surprising. Fitzpatrick plus 3,500. That's surprising. You know who's been playing well?
No.
Doug, you mentioned this, Sung J M.
Yeah.
I would imagine he'll be chalky this week, but the pricing is soft for the majors. So you can fit a lot of players in. Wouldn't it be fun to see Ricky Fowler get his first major win after being in despair this time a year ago? He's rediscovered his game. Could this be Ricky's time in Rochester, New York?
No.
Okay.
Where's Cam Smith?
Cam Smith plus 2,500. Along with Cam Young, who's plus 2,500, and Jay Day, who I would imagine will be chalky AF. Tony Finau or Rubino, also plus 2,500.
Haven't we been saying for years, this is it for Ricky Fowler. He's going to turn it around right here. This is his big moment.
I mean, as weird as it is, in golf years, he's kind of on the older side of things now. I think he's 33, and he had to qualify for the U.S. Open himself last year and didn't qualify. 34 bills. So even though that strikes Plowhawk, what are you, 33 for?
34, yeah.
You and Ricky. Do you feel like your time is closing to win the Fan Page Club Championship?
I feel like it's dwindling away, yeah.
Do you? You feel older as an athlete now?
I think when I walked off the course, actually I blew off the course. I blew right to my CRV. It's actually
It's a
really
helpful
nice.
wind.
I said, man, I'm becoming more like Ricky. So, yeah.
That was your thought. after you butchered that golf course, you thought, boy, I feel more and more like Ricky.
It doesn't look like Rory's ever won at
He won at Valhalla in 2014.
Valhalla, Kiowa, and then Congressional.
There you go, Doug.
Okay. I kind of think if these guys are playing really well, it doesn't really matter where they're playing. They're going to tear up the course. If they're playing really well, it's not so much the course. It's just how well they're playing.
I would agree with that, with the exception of players who just can't hit it nearly as far for certain courses. Like I remember having Adam Long on the podcast, and I go, "Is there any courses you show up and you go, you can't win?" He goes, "Yeah, Torrey Pines." It's kind of like what Kisner says, because Kisner, I think, hits it comparably. I mean, if we were playing with either one of those guys, they'd bomb it past us. But on the tour, Rory McIlroy's driving distance is 320 yards.
That's what they're dealing with, Doug.
That is why driving accuracy, when you're building out your rosters,
Insane.
you're going to have to focus on that driving accuracy.
Well, why don't they cut the grass a little
The
bit?
dude casually dropping it, and this thing is, I'm not kidding, 4 or 5 inches into a thicket of rough. That's how it was at the PGA Championship in St. Louis, though, Belle Reve. I think that's how they like
I didn't
to do
think it was that. Not the PGA usually goes kind of opposite of the USGA. USGA wants it to be a brutal test, and PGA wants some scoring. What was Koepka, 16 under winning, 16 or 18? And I played that course the next day, and it I don't want to say it wasn't hard, but it wasn't like where the rough was looking like what it looks like in Oak Hill.
That's
I'll say
insane.
that.
Like, that's wild. So, yeah, driving accuracy is huge, Doug. So when you randomly pick out of that box,
Yeah.
you better be thinking driving accuracy.
Okay.
Brooksy was 16 under at Bellerive.
Nice, I shipped it again. God, I'm amazing. I'm amazed by myself. Dear Lord, between the maladies, ailments, and inability to hear what other people are saying, these olds are morphing the show into Cocoon Part 3, with Tim being played by the delectable Steve Guttenberg, of course. Tomorrow Day. Doug, who was in that? Wilfred Brimley?
Yeah.
Don Amici?
Don Amici, yeah.
And then all the olds started having sex in the pool.
Oh, did they?
Jessica Tandy and her husband.
Is she in there? Jessica Tandy was in Driving Miss Daisy.
That was a long time ago.
Watch this. Oh, you're my best friend. Spoiler alert.
It's not a spoiler if the movie's 30 or 40 years old.
1985.
Almost 40.
Hugh Cronin.
Hugh
Mick Cronin with
Hugh
UCLA,
Yeah.
formerly with Cincinnati.
Yep.
He's a fiery little rooster.
And Jessica Tandy opened up her back door.
Oh, that was in the movie?
Director's cut.
That's why they call it Cocoon.
Correct.
Ron Howard.
Yep. Surprising that Ron Howard wanted to focus on anal, but you know,
Gosh, I don't remember that part of it.
you didn't see the director's cut at Crestwood
I
Mall.
guess not.
Tim, I've had it with the weather. Please do something. That's from Caller Ellen. Is she praying to me?
Is it still raining out there?
Iggy?
We can't see. We don't have a window.
We don't have
I
any
have a window.
windows.
We don't
I
have a
can
window
see.
here. I don't know.
Doesn't seem like it. Seems like the rain is
I miss
past.
our window.
The forecast looks incredible after today.
Yeah.
I guess we got that chance of rain on Friday, but bees knee. I mean, the temperature's bees knees. God, a lot of women are going to touch other women this next week.
That won't be happening.
And then they'll go down to the lake, do some crank
Well, we
on
have
the
to.
back of a boat, and just go, you know what, her skin's soft. That's what they're going to say. It's
think
exactly
so.
what's going to happen. I'm telling you what's going to happen.
We just have to hope that 80-degree temperature tomorrow dries out the course.
To firm up
enough
the greens.
So that you can keep the carts, you drive them anywhere, not just on the path. That'd be my biggest concern as a golfer is, can I take the golf cart anywhere?
You and Plowek will be positioned on 12 anyway.
Yeah.
I'll be out there ball striking on Thursday. I don't know who's in the foursome. Courtney's playing. Do you know who Courtney's playing with? Because she might be in my Courtney from the Arch. I've never gotten a chance to play golf with her, and I really want to play with her.
I know she told me who asked her to play. I forgot.
Probably playing with Keith, Director of Sales Keith Krause.
Could be.
Then that means I'm in her pairing. Nice. That will be dangerous.
Yeah. And it's a scramble, too.
I mean, you're basically playing against Cletus. You know going in, he's going, what do you think he'll go, Iggy? 16 under? Ballpark?
14, 15.
Is that because of his golf game or the eraser on his pencil?
Oh, it's a serious charge. He just gave him bulletin board material in advance of my match with him.
Okay.
Damn it.
Well, I mean, you got to have a great team to go 16, 18 under par.
Year after year
After
that
year,
takes a
after
fantastic
year
team.
After year, he's won it. He's won the Dotem 4 years in a row, isn't it?
I got my trophy right there.
Jesse Kiowski just texted me. Courtney Landrum, 106.5 The Arch, is playing with Remy and Casey's fiance. Casey from WIL, who's going to be the beverage card girl, Doug.
Oh, really?
Yes. Remember, so they were in studio, or was that when you were in the Mediterranean?
I was here. She was definitely stone-faced, so she'll fit right in. And we're required to give tips to any girl out there who is stone-faced.
Beverage card girl.
She's a cart girl. You should tip her.
If I get something, I don't have to tip just if I walk by.
Why are you comparing her to my girl?
My girl, Anna, is
My
it
girl.
Schlumsky or Klumsky? Remember that? And then Macaulay Culkin got eaten up by bees.
Anna Maurer. She was caddying for me. She wasn't a cart girl.
But other players felt they owed her a tip because she was
talk to
caddying
other players. I don't know.
Doug talked to the players.
Okay. It just doesn't seem like I should tip someone else's caddy.
I didn't tell you to.
Unless she, of course, is stone-faced.
I didn't tell you to.
You going to tip Carlos Spice, who enters Saturday, for the work he's doing for him,
No.
even though I haven't asked him if he can do it?
No, I shan't.
Wow. Michael Wellington with this text. Chairman, founder of Birdies for Bipolar, our charity partner at the Michelob Ultra Dotem, says the following in a statement. I would be willing to follow Cletus's group on Thursday to handle his team's scorekeeping.
Oh
my
gosh,
God.
that'd be great.
Oh my God.
That would be
But they
fabulous.
are and I love Cletus, and they have Guy on their team, so like they have the distance taken care of. So the scores are it could be accurate.
It's still a birdie,
but
on
it's
almost every hole.
But it is every year too. Like they don't take a year up. It was pouring down rain, and I think they had 16 or 18 under.
Yeah.
But I don't think we need Wellington following for a scorecard. I don't know if there's controversy.
Doug, do you call that a marker?
I don't know. I just think their scoring is very similar to how they score at St. Gabriel's
Whoa,
basketball teams.
whoa. Now that's 2 slander suits in one segment.
Where you already put 18 under on hole 1.
Right. The
Like you
scorecard's
put
already
the
been made
72.
out. Yeah.
Nobody's going to cheat for a trophy.
People cheat for anything. For absolutely anything.
Maybe we were giving away the fleshlights.
Oh, yeah.
cheating,
That's when you saw the handicap. Or that's when you saw the people really going out of their way.
But there was only 2, right? There was supposed to be 4.
Yeah, they were supposed to send 4. They only sent 2.
2 disappeared.
That was a touchy subject.
So we gave them
Still
for
is.
a long drive.
Okay.
Men and women.
Do we have enough people for the dating game?
Jackson?
Man, it's a hard out, though.
Not
We are at
questions.
8:31.
Yeah, this is a hard out. We're up against the
Hello?
traffic and weather.
Hello.
Yes, we hear
Yeah,
you.
we got
now.
you. Yeah, no, you're on. You're still
I
on.
can't, if I can't hear my, I
How
can't hear
impatient
myself.
are you?
I didn't mean to. Because I've been
God,
taught it
easily
down
do,
before.
people.
Let's all just shut up. Chairman Jackson has
Oh
got
my
something
God!
to
I'm
say.
sorry.
Unbelievable. Where's Jamie Rivers?
What was the question?
Oh. What happened to the flashlights?
No.
I was like in college when that was going on.
What was the question?
You asked about
You
the
asked
dating
it.
game.
Oh,
How many people are in the dating? We have one from PP Corp and his fiance.
That's the only people I've talked to.
I told people email me, and I've gotten one from PP Corp. That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
Well, maybe I can round somebody up the night of the
We're
event.
the Smiths.
The ball's actually going to be there. Maybe they'll enter.
Oh, Bill.
Sure they will.
They should.
Were they in it last year?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think
I
so.
went Ray King and his husband.
Bearded buddy.
Yeah, I went them. Anyone really?
Yeah. Well, someone will come through. As long as you get 2. You can't just have one person up there.
We had like a round table last year. I'm trying to get the same kind of vibe going.
If you're the only people there and you still don't win, that'd be a bad sign.
Good morning. Most courses won't be doing cart path only Thursday. Normandy will have to because most carts will have 800 pounds of sweat, hair, gut, and cholesterol in them.
Oh,
and they'll
yeah.
leave ruts down the fairway.
Arteries are clogged.
Herb's Hog.
they go right down to the roots. Some of those trees. Yeah.
Craig O'Neill says, I guess my wife and I can drive up. So there's another couple.
Oh, so he's coming up for it. All right.
So I just
Craig O'Neill?
pencil in Craig O'Neill.
I think we opened this up to a
Craig
big
O'Neill's
too
name of the
many
anchor I
people.
worked with in Little Rock 24 years ago.
All right. Great
I
to
guess
have him.
I didn't know he listened, but he's coming up.
It sounds like he's a regular listener.
Can I enter the dating game with my 12-year-old cat? She's a tortie and very cute. Doug, have you ever heard that term?
No.
Tortie?
Tabby?
I just read what's in the prompter. It looks like tortie. Remember Tories? That was part of the British...
Political party?
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. She's a Tory.
Alan Craig's tortoise name was Torty.
Yeah.
Torty Craig.
Yeah. I guess a cat. I don't want animals. This is
No,
a
it should
human
be,
dating.
Yeah,
game.
it should be left to
Yeah,
humans.
is that in the rules that only humans can be in the
Well,
dating?
Homo
Once we
sapiens. Homo sapiens. at
Lesbian
least.
and gay couples absolutely welcome, but you got to be both human.
A primate, at the very least, a primate.
Yeah, you could bring
I think
like
that's
a
in the
lizard.
rules.
If it's
I
like a
think we may have
monkey or
opened
an
this up.
orangutan, perhaps.
Yeah,
A little too much.
What if someone brought their gerbil?
No.
maybe
no.
mammals. Maybe we'll allow all mammals. It's a mammal only. So cat would fall into that
Yeah,
category.
a cat's a mammal.
Guys, me and my wife would love to enter the dating game. She's 5'11", blonde, and 115.1 pounds. That's from Big Tough. Wow.
That
God.
sounds like Plowsy.
I'm hot.
You're 5'11", 115.
Guys, Bill and Bill's wife should enter. Prove me and Jackson correct. That's from KG and O-Town.
That'd be great. Yeah, Bill's wife, come on through.
Tim, Mark from Olive and Oak wants to know what these walruses would be potentially wearing Thursday night to his resty. For some reason, he's picturing some fat goths in bondage leathers. That's from the
Oh.
recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves.
Someone did have a gimp mask at one of these events.
Caller Buzz wants to join, but he says the Buzzes need a babysitter. Can Iggy watch little Buzz at the restaurant so his parents can talk about their butt play? That's from Caller Buzz.
You're not babysitting, are you, Iggy?
No, not strangers.
Okay.
We need Buzz. We need Buzz in there.
Yeah, he gets fingered a lot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Be curious what Lisa's thoughts on that are. So.
I bet she's for it.
Oh, absolutely.
She doesn't kink shame, Doug. We don't kink shame.
I do. I certainly do. Why wouldn't you?
So you're going to call out Buzz?
Well, if he's doing something that makes him a degenerate, yeah, it's illegal.
Well, what if his wife has a
Deviant.
curious finger, and that's what her kink is, and he's being supportive of his wife by saying, my hole is your hole.
Yeah. It's like a human popsicle.
Oh!
So naughty. I'm so turned on right now. Yeah. All right, we'll break.
Okay.
It's Ryan Kelly morning after.
Oh.
Bill wants nothing.
Ball is gone! Blow off work and join the morning after at Busch Stadium on Wednesday, June 14th, when the Cardinals take on the Giants for a day game. Get field tickets for $30, which includes $12 in cards cash. Maybe use it to buy helmet nachos? You'll sit with other TMA listeners too. Before the game, head over to Salt and Smoke at Ballpark Village for a pre-game live TMA broadcast from 7-ish to 10 with a special breakfast and drink menu from Salt and Smoke. Not to completely overload you with information, but here goes. Head to the TMA STL shop to get your best fans and baseball shirt for our big day at a big discount. Use the code CARDS to get the shirt for only $20. Plus, all shirts will ship to Hubbard, and you'll pick them up at Salt and Smoke the morning of the game. Find out more about all this stuff at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Driving the ball 300 yards is cool and impresses your buddies, but scoring amounts to getting the ball in the hole. Thus, the best way to lower your scores is to improve your short game. If you want a golf green that putts true and gives you real grass performance when practicing chips, pitches, and bunker shots, the only company to call is Clubhouse Turf, St. Louis's exclusive partner of Celebrity Greens. Each Clubhouse Turf signature green is unique in design and can create your own backyard golf experience that your family and friends will enjoy for years to come. Call Clubhouse Turf today at 314-802-6229 or visit them online at clubhouseturf.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. Have you been thinking about buying a new home, but you're a little scared because of all these crazy headlines about how difficult it is to find the perfect home? Good thing for you, you know the expert. We will navigate you through the process to ensure you're getting the right home and the right home loan. And with our 10-day closing guarantee, you will be in the home of your dreams by the end of the month. Ready to see just how easy buying a home can be? It all starts today at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
The Dotem After Party at the Normandy Pavilion will happen both days after the tournament, May 18th and 19th. Brought to you by CJC Transport. We improve transportation bottom line, one load at a time. After 18 holes of golf, come hang with your buds and TMA guys for food, drinks, and fun. And nudity, or at least most of those things. While you're there, get you a CJC Transport cocktail, smash burgers from Rockstar Tacos, and the fine folks from Evolution Festival will be on site sampling 9 different bourbons and whiskeys, like Yellowstone Select Bourbon, Rebel 100 Straight Rye Whiskey, and more. Plus, CJC Transport will be hosting a single long putt challenge with your chance to score $2,500. The Dotem After Party. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
Engineer Design Facilities is moving forward as the EDF Group, the most experienced data center and critical facilities service provider in the St. Louis market. Check out the newly revamped website, theedfgroup.com, and take a look at each of the 3 divisions they have to offer. EDF Group is your one throat to choke for all your critical facilities, data center, commercial fire alarm, and electrical and IT infrastructure needs. To contact the EDF Group, email fire@theedfgroup.com. Experience the EDF Group difference and learn more at theedfgroup.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment in only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hello, it's Jackson for Rosalitas. TMA listeners know that Rosalitas Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalitas is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalitas has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6, and let Rosalita's cater your next event. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Is your basement leaking? Do you have cracks in your foundation or brickwork? If so, Stratum Structural Systems has you covered. At Stratum, we provide prompt and trustworthy basement waterproofing, foundation, and crack repair services to ensure your basement is dry for years to come. Are you finishing your basement? Stratum is also our area's leading installer of egress windows, which are now required if you're finishing the basement. Winner of the 2022 BBB Torch Award, Stratum Structural Systems. StratumRepair.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm with a great sponsor of TMA, and that's Longo Biggs of the Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. People are starting to head out now. It is summertime, but that means an increase in car accidents.
Hey guys, like Tim just said, summer is finally here, and that means there's more people on the roadways. And you might be going to a Cardinals game, or maybe you're headed home from taking your buddy's money on the golf course. But with increased traffic on the roads, it also means a higher likelihood for car accidents. If you get in an accident, contact our firm immediately. We've successfully handled a countless number of car, motorcycle, and truck accidents. And if you go to our website, you will see we have received awards for doing so. We will make the process easy for you while maximizing the compensation you receive. Go to our website or Google Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisement.
If you're concerned about the health of your trees, you need to talk to the Davey Tree Expert Company. These people love trees. They have a passion for keeping trees healthy. Their certified arborists provide personalized care for your trees. They're trained in the latest technologies for safe and accurate pruning and provide reliable preventative measures for diseases and invasive insects. Call Davey Tree at 314-961-5440 or see their website at Davey, spelled DAVEY.com.
The Dotem After Party at the Normandy Pavilion will happen both days after the tournament, May 18th and 19th. Brought to you by CJC Transport. We improve transportation bottom line, one load at a time. After 18 holes of golf, come hang with your buds and TMA guys for food, drinks, and fun. And nudity, or at least most of those things. While you're there, get you a CJC Transport cocktail, smash burgers from Rockstar Tacos, and the fine folks from Evolution Festival will be on site sampling 9 different bourbons and whiskeys, like Yellowstone Select Bourbon, Rebel 100 Straight Rye Whiskey, and more. Plus, CJC Transport will be hosting a single long putt challenge with your chance to score $2,500. The Dotem After Party. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
Butter me up, Daddy.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Well, it's springtime in Normandy on the Rock Road. It's the Dotem and the Hoosiers of the game, who'll be buried in the Sunflower Garden on Friday afternoon. Who'll walk that 18th fairway singing this tune.
This was Andy Handelman's one big hit.
Dotem, your stepdads and Bleach, they play on my mind like a song. Free Dotem, it's you that I love, it's you that I miss when I'm gone. Well, it's Iggy and Swole, DJ Gabe, Timmy Tom, Most Lean, and it's the Tushy Booth, and it's Timmy's Perfect Swing. Rousey chipped to 15 feet, then made Cletus kiss him, and the spirit of Larry Nickel keeps it alive. Dotem, your stepdads and Bleach, they play on my mind like a song. Free Dotem, it's you that I love, it's you that I miss when I'm gone. It's the Legions of Cat's Army, Gangster Beats, T-shirts. The wooden shafted legend of Doug Vaughn.
Never swung a wooden shafted club in my life.
And then ran out of material.
I know Andy is asked to sing that quite often when he DJs wedding receptions around the St. Louis area.
Performs it live for people.
Yes, he does.
I mean, it's his hit. It's what people want.
Yeah, well, it's.
Doug, did you, it's the Appliance Discounters, 8 o'clock hour. Hello, friends, and welcome in. Appliance Discounters. Get a dishwasher for Father's Day. Get a dishwasher for graduation. You can get it from the Appliance Discounters, 5 St. Louis area locations to serve you. An 80,000 square foot warehouse full of Bosch appliances for you to work with. It's Appliance Discounter, sponsor of the 8 o'clock hour, and a place where Doug and I have been going for years. The Appliance Discounters.com. Send your emails in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. What are we giving away today, Jackson?
Ducats to the Cardinal game on May 21st. It's Golf Umbrella Day.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Golf Umbrella Day. 2 tickets to see Clayton Kershaw. Cardinals will be in the middle of a tick-tock, tick-tock, like a 12-game winning streak or something like that?
I would think so, yeah.
It's this Sunday, and that's what you win for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Looks like, after today, glorious weather. Also, that means the temperatures will be warm. If you run into an air conditioning issue, go to DesignAirService.com and work with that Seth Goldcamp at Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling. Doug and I do. We recommend you do as well. It's at DesignAirService.com. You click on the Book Now tab, and Seth and his staff will take great care of you. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling. Online at DesignAirService.com, the official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Send your QFTA questions, comments, and erotic stories to me at tmckernan at InsideSTL.com for the podcast. All right, John Denton, MLB.com, regular guest on Tuesdays here, will be with us coming up at 9 o'clock to discuss the Cardinals and their surge. Last night in Major League Baseball, did you see this, Doug, at the Blue Jays-Yankees game?
No. I didn't see it.
All right, here is Plowhawk. Do you have the Blue Jays broadcast watching what's taking place? Take a listen. This is Aaron Judge at bat, and then he winds up hitting a home run.
Okay.
I think this one is it. Yep.
Suspicion.
Yep, that's right.
A long hold here by Jackson, and it's 2-2. All right, Buck, so you and I looked at each other at the same moment right when we saw this 3 pitches ago.
Watch what he's looking at.
Yeah. What is that?
Where's he looking?
Where's he looking? And he did it more than once.
Yeah, it was really, really unusual. But you and I both looked at each other when we saw that.
Like, did you see what I saw?
Yeah.
And you don't want to go, throwing allegations around without knowing, but...
No. And you know what? I have had guys look back when I was catching, and he obviously could see it, and he couldn't see the catcher with the way he was looking right there.
Yeah, just did it again. And he pummeled it. He hit it a country mile for his second home run of the night.
So all that did was add to the suspicion that the Yankee dugout was sending him something to give him inside word. Following the game, this is what Aaron Judge had to say.
What do you say?
The Blue Jays broadcast appeared to catch you looking at, it was unclear where, but maybe at the first base coach or the catcher for location. Was there anything going on there as far as where you were looking during that time?
For what?
Right before you hit your second home run of the game. I think 8 minutes.
Unreal.
Yeah, it was kind of a lot of chirping from our dugout, which I really didn't like in the situation where it's a 6-0 game, and I know Booney got tossed. Like, I was trying to save Booney by calling timeout. Like, hey, hold up here. Like, let me work here. So I was kind of trying to see who was chirping in the dugout. So it's 6-0. Like, Booney got tossed. Let's go to work now.
Teammates, kind of checking on your Yankees teammates?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking like who's still talking here. It's 6-0, and our manager got tossed. He did his job. Like, let's go back to playing ball.
I just want to dance.
They do that on purpose, right? Like, that's purposeful.
That was something that I can tell you back in the day, and I don't know if you recall this in the Cardinal clubhouse. They would enjoy blasting the music when we would go in there to.
For a while there, it was rap with words that we could not.
Oh, yeah, there was at one point we couldn't use a lot of the content we were pulling because you would have like T.I. just busting out some ridiculous lines in the background. Like,
Blue Jays manager John Schneider was asked if he was aware of the footage of Judge. He said he saw it, and it was kind of odd that a hitter would be looking in that direction. It was the first time the Blue Jays have noticed Judge doing that, the manager said. Quote, he's obviously looking in that direction for a reason, and I think we'll dive into it a little bit more tonight and tomorrow, and just to make sure that we're doing everything we can not to make ourselves susceptible to tendencies or location or pitches or anything like that. But it was, kind of odd to see him looking over there right before a pitch came. Schneider was asked if there was a reasonable explanation for why Judge might be looking that way during at bat. I said, I'm not the caliber of hitter that Aaron Judge is and never was, but he's obviously looking somewhere besides the pitcher for a reason at that point in his at-bat, so you'll have to ask him. After the game, Jackson told Sportsnet's Hazel May, I haven't seen hitters do that before in my experience, so I can't say what he was doing. We'll see what plays out from this. Next time we'll have a different game plan.
Now, was he looking in the dugout just seconds before the ball was thrown to him?
Yes.
Because the catcher can move, right at the last minute to set up a different target. The bench wouldn't know what the target's going to be until just a split second before the pitcher throws the ball.
Yeah, and he looks at it about a couple seconds before the pitch is thrown. So, the catcher hadn't moved yet, and the dugout, I don't know. But, yes, there was his eyesight didn't look like he could see the catcher.
He was saying again that he was looking in his dugout and didn't like that guys were chirping. Aaron Boone had been tossed, the Yankee manager. He said, I was kind of trying to see who was chirping in the dugout. It's 6-0. Boone got tossed. Let's go to work now. So I gather he was irritated with his teammates. That's what he says.
I suppose you could act like you were looking in the dugout and with your peripheral vision see where a catcher might be set up, if that's the Blue Jays' charge. I suppose you could probably do that.
It is amazing that you can look in the dugout and a split second later you're hitting a bomb. Like that to me was impressive. I don't know. I kind of believe Aaron Judge. Maybe there was chirping because you didn't have a manager there kind of dictating, that.
He seems like a straight shooter. And
I love Aaron Judge, yeah. So I believe his explanation.
Yeah.
And if they found tendencies, it's not really illegal, is it?
No.
If you find something that,
it's a no-no to look back at the catcher.
Well, so much of this is about the 2017 sign stealing that has people understandably wondering what's going on. Doesn't mean that it happened. Guys, were they at Just John's or the Yankee Clubhouse? Thanks, that's from Eric, and he's in the Central West End.
Blue Jays Clubhouse. That pitch also was a 88-mile-per-hour slider right in his wheelhouse. Like, that's where he loves to hit bombs, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that he just recognized the pitch they had just thrown before a little outside and hammered it.
Yeah.
Hammer me.
He did have, 62 home runs or whatever last year. I don't think he was glaring at the dugout for those.
They are throwing him sliders outside and heaters in. He was looking for where to set up to help guess pitches. That's from Big Ol' Fan.
I don't know. Even that's not illegal. It's considered a no-no and bad form, bad sportsmanship for the hitter to look back to see where the catcher is, but it's not illegal. Usually the way they get around that is the next pitch comes at your head.
Babe Ruth always used to stick his tongue out when he was throwing a curveball.
Did he? Now, why did you stick your tongue out when you were telling us that story? There it is.
Look, there it was.
Yeah. But that was
curious little tongue.
But that was the William Bendix Babe Ruth story.
Oh, God, tipping pitches with his tongue.
And his wife, his soon-to-be wife, told him that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Which one of us do you think has the most curious tongue?
I think I have a long tongue, but then I feel like that could come off as a brag, and I'm trying to focus on being more relatable.
Yeah. Take yourself out of the running then, Tim.
To the proletariat community. Watch this, though, Doug. And it's pointy, too, so I can get right on that guy's taint.
Oh!
Right there. Right there.
Yeah, you got to have that tip to get...
Yeah, you got to nuzzle under his grundle.
No!
If you can... do the wave with your tongue. That's going to do great.
Wave?
Do the wave. Think about that. Acoustic sessions.
Jackson, why would you ask such a question? Look where it led us.
I just kind of wanted to power rank tongues.
Clip that off. We'll do it on Balloon Party.
Yeah, that'd be great. Looking for a new segment.
Be a fun little meeting with Tommy.
Wouldn't the commission come and shut down the station?
The commission?
Yeah.
Why? We're just talking.
This guy's talking about their tongues.
Yeah. I don't see what's so nefarious about that at all.
Exactly, Doug.
It's remind of the gutter.
It's just not done. Like looking back at the catcher where he's set up.
Each show you should have one power ranking that's serious, sports related, and then you do another power ranking that's tongues or bottoms.
Bottoms?
What sections get you horny?
Ooh, bad boys.
In the stadium.
Bad boys.
In the stadium?
John Denton, 5 minutes from now. Taylor
Gosh.
Twellman, 95 minutes from now.
Yeah, leave some time between them and this current conversation.
On Balloon Party 101 ESPN. Hey, if you're injured in an accident, things can spiral out of control quickly. You might have medical bills piling up. You might not be able to work or provide for your family, and you're probably getting the runaround from the insurance company you've been talking to. Do not fight this fight alone. C.D. Longo and Doug Biggs of the Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm will take all the complication and hassle out of your injury claim. They will deal with the insurance company and take the fight head on, allowing you to get back to what's important, which is recovering from your injuries. You're going to get personal attention, as either Doug or CD will personally handle your case. You'll get to know them just as they'll get to know you in every last detail of your case. They are local lawyers who care about the reputation and building relationships with their clients. They're not out of town and just advertise it, and then all of a sudden you're working with somebody fresh out of law school and the goal is to get a settlement. That's not the deal here. They're trial lawyers, brother.
Sure they are. Yeah.
And they will not settle if there's an obstacle or complication in your case, because that's what's going to happen. Most cases have those. So you battle through it. Longo Biggs Injury Law accepts personal injury, wrongful death, brain injury, and other catastrophic injury cases. Go online at longobiggs.com. And remember, the choice of an attorney is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements, Doug. The choice of who you get your home loan through is also an important decision. And Ryan Kelly has been the title sponsor of this program for a decade, brother.
It's an important decision, but an easy one. You go to Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert. He's been there for years for people. He's been there twice for me, and he's right there for you. He wants to also help you get out of credit card debt. The average credit card rate right now, over 24%. It's just a ridiculous number. If you're holding a lot of credit card debt and you're paying 24% or more, you have got to get away from that to get yourself on good financial footing. The highest it's been in over 30 years is where it is right now. With inflation, people carrying more debt than ever. Put your equity to work for you with a simple cash-out refinance. The average home loan equity client, expert client, receives more than $54,000 cash out on their refinance. So you refinance, you take money out, you pay off your credit card debt, you stop paying those ridiculous 24% interest rates, roll it into your mortgage, and now you're paying a far lower rate. And if rates come down even more, you can refinance again and get that rate even lower. The one thing you just cannot have is a whole bunch of credit card debt. And Ryan Kelly, through his refinancing programs, can get you out of that hole that you're in. The website again, thehomeloanexpert.com. Thank you, Ryan Kelly. Thank you, Sir Mortgage.
Once you get your home, get it insured with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800. Go online at carltoninsurance.net. He is my insurance agent. He is the Plowhawks insurance agent. Now, you know that he's at least 310 other people's insurance agent, because that's where you're going to find 310 five-star reviews on Google with James Carlton when you type his name in the search engine.
Oh.
That's how good he is.
Yeah.
And his staff. And he's got a big staff to make sure that everybody has personal attention and that your issues are taken care of immediately. When you're talking about home insurance, life insurance, auto insurance, these aren't things that can wait a week. They need to be tended to immediately. James recognized that. That's how he built the business, and that's why his business continues to grow, full of TMA, Tim McKernan Show, and Balloon Party listeners, because people love the customer service James gives them. 314-961-4800. Or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton State Farm. It's 8:58 in St. Louis. We'll close out the appliance discounters. 8 o'clock hour right here. John Denton of MLB.com will join us talking about the Red Hot Redbirds. What a different conversation it'll be with John this week. That's next. Your questions are welcome. 314-881-TMA5. John Denton and the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day coming your way next here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
The Doda Dotem After Party at the Normandy Pavilion will happen both days after the tournament, May 18th and 19th. Brought to you by CJC Transport. We improve transportation bottom line, one load at a time. After 18 holes of golf, come hang with your buds and TMA guys for food, drinks, and fun. And nudity, or at least most of those things. While you're there, get you a CJC Transport cocktail, smash burgers from Rockstar Tacos, and the fine folks from Evolution Festival will be on site sampling 9 different bourbons and whiskeys, like Yellowstone Select Bourbon, Rebel 100 Straight Rye Whiskey, and more. Plus, CJC Transport will be hosting a single long putt challenge with your chance to score $2,500. The Dotem After Party. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on, and that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, as Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
If you are planning to shave strokes this summer while looking good and staying cool, then be sure you are wearing Holderness & Bourne. Holderness & Bourne offers premium golf gear that blends classic style with modern fit and performance. H&B's look is more polished than other golf polos because the sleeves won't hang past your elbows and the fabric won't crowd around the shoulder, so you can swing free and easy. Enjoy 15% off your next order at hbgolf.com with the promo code TMA15 and feel the difference in Holderness & Bourne's premium golf apparel.
The Dotem After Party at the Normandy Pavilion will happen both days after the tournament, May 18th and 19th. Brought to you by CJC Transport. We improve transportation bottom line, one load at a time. After 18 holes of golf, come hang with your buds and TMA guys for food, drinks, and fun. And nudity, or at least most of those things. While you're there, get you a CJC Transport cocktail, smash burgers from Rockstar Tacos, and the fine folks from Evolution Festival will be on site sampling 9 different bourbons and whiskeys, like Yellowstone Select Bourbon, Rebel 100 Straight Rye Whiskey, and more. Plus, CJC Transport will be hosting a single long putt challenge with your chance to score $2,500. The Dotem After Party. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
Engineer Design Facilities is moving forward as the EDF Group, the most experienced data center and critical facilities service provider in the St. Louis market. Check out the newly revamped website, theedfgroup.com, and take a look at each of the 3 divisions they have to offer. EDF Group is your one throat to choke for all your critical facilities, data center, commercial fire alarm, and electrical and IT infrastructure needs. To contact the EDF Group, email fire@theedfgroup.com. Experience the EDF Group difference and learn more at theedfgroup.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota, the presenting sponsor of Balloon Party on 101 ESPN, and the longtime 7 o'clock hour sponsor on TMA, and the official automotive provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. They have a secret number for our listeners to call or text with any questions or requests they may have. 314-252-0029. Call or text that number. Go shopping at stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com. Illinois Recovery Center is the new premier inpatient substance abuse facility in Swansea, Illinois. When it comes to the disease of addiction, getting help should not be as difficult as it currently is. The Illinois Recovery Center's mission is to be the receiving hand in the community when someone seeks help. The IRC delivers a comprehensive system of care that welcomes both the individual struggling and family alike. If you or someone you know wants to learn about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or email info@illinoisrecoverycenter.com.
'Twas the night before Dotem, and all through the bar were the sounds of Iggy talking about being cucked on the hood of a car. Yep, it's the return of the legendary Night Before Dotem Party, 7 p.m., May 17th at Maggie O'Brien's in Sunset Hills. Brought to you by the EDF Group. Join Tim, Doug, Iggy, Plowsy, Action Jackson, and Lisa Ann. Experience the return of the Lisa Ann dating game and take advantage of drink specials all night. Plus, try their house specialty Reuben rolls or take part in the wing eating contest. By the way, it's free to get in. Find out more at tmastl.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Well, let's put our golf where our mouths are.
Now.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPN-TFM HD2.
Yeah.
Listen up, y'all, this is a song for the Cardinals. It's playoff time, October's here, it's time to gear up and get ready. Let's hear you cheer, Cardinals baseball.
Baseball, remix.
Happy Fly, Fred, Bird, retired numbers and players. Busch Stadium, the Arch, Clydesdales, and the Rally
Squirrel.
Game 6, walk,
golf,
victory, fireworks, championship parade.
Do the wave, do the wave.
Cardinals playoff baseball, let's fill the seats with red. Time to work on magic, 12 and 12.
And we signed Cecil.
Okay.
Oh yeah, guys.
Oh yeah, Doug.
Alright. I'm gonna give you the lineup.
You know how I get the lineup every day? John Denton's Twitter tweets, and he joins us right now here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Good morning, John.
Hey, Tim, how are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you for joining us, and I feel like we're going to have a different conversation than we've had for the last 6 weeks today. What in the world? No, we were talking about it, though, both on 101 and here on TMA. Didn't necessarily think it was this simple, but if Nolan Arenado can get going, a lot of problems will be solved. And man, oh man, has he gotten going here over the last 9 days or so?
Yeah, you know, he's showing that he's one of the best players in the game. And you know, we talked about it a few weeks ago when he was struggling. He wasn't just struggling; he wasn't even hitting the ball hard. But here's a guy who's 7 years in a row he's hit 30 home runs. 7 years in a row he's driven in at least 100 runs. That's what he's going to do. It takes time sometimes. That, you know, when he gets hot, his energy is as infectious as anybody in that lineup because he's fiery. He brings it every night. When he's not playing well, he wears it, and it tends to rub off. They say body language is contagious. Good body language and bad body language. But when he has it rolling like this, it tends to spread throughout the lineup, and that's kind of the case right now.
And the Contreras issue about he's a catcher, he's not a catcher, is that behind him now? Is that over?
They're saying he's their everyday catcher. We'll find out today, but I think he'll be in the lineup today. They just wanted to kind of pull him out of the position and give him a break. I think there were several pitchers who were unhappy with the way it was going. There's no doubt about that. They wanted to talk things over, change the temperature, just kind of give him a break. And I think he's going to be their everyday catcher. I mean, it's not like he made any dramatic improvements over the last week or anything. I think it was just about cooling the temperature on everything, kind of letting the pitchers reset, let him reset. And, he's going to be their catcher going forward. And, the irony of that is that now you pull Andrew Kisner out, who's been one of their hottest hitters lately. So, the timing of it is a little odd. When you finally get this thing rolling, and then you make changes, it kind of raises some eyebrows. But he's going to be their catcher for the next 5 years, and they got him back in there last night, and so far so good.
I'm thrilled that that's the case. It strikes me still as incredibly strange, and I think if the team were winning like 2 out of 7 games, there'd be more attention paid to it. Because as Contreras said to you, John, it's not like he's done much differently, but a week later he's back to being the catcher, and he gets his first chance, and he catches Jack Flaherty pitching like Jack Flaherty did a couple of years ago. I got to tell you this, I didn't think that it was within Jack Flaherty's range anymore to be able to do what he did last night. 7 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, 10 strikeouts, and it comes after he looked like he could have been on the verge of a disastrous evening with that first inning. But he gets Wilson Contreras' brother to ground out into that double play, and then the ship was righted. That ground ball wound up being an incredibly pivotal moment, not just in the game, but in Jack Flaherty and, by proxy, Wilson Contreras' evening. So what was working for Flaherty last night? Because that was reminiscent of when he was a different guy.
Yeah, we all know that the pitch that separates Jack is the slider, and he threw the slider a lot more last night, and he got a lot of swing and miss. When he starts off with a 4-pitch walk to Yelich right off the bat, you're like, okay, here we go again. That's about as ugly as it can start. 4 pitches that weren't even close, and I guess Jack said, he was resetting the sights or whatever. But yeah, that first inning, you fill the bases, 2 walks. You're thinking, boy, this looks like it's going to be another ugly, short start. And then Jack gets it together, and like they say with a lot of pitchers, if you don't get them early, you're not going to get them. And Jack got it going. He was using that wipeout slider last night. The fastball was at 95 again, which it's a big difference between 95 and 86. I know he likes to play with the speeds a lot, but when he's commanding that good fastball, then he can play the slider off of it. And he got tons of swing and miss last night. He looked like he kind of had that swagger again. We all know that Jack's starts are different than other people's starts. When he's got it going, he's a guy who almost looks like he's got no hit stuff out there. And they didn't get him early, and that proved to be a big detriment because Jack's confidence just took off from there.
Nolan Gorman right now on a pace to hit about 40 home runs and drive in 115, 120, and he doesn't play every night. You think they'll get him in there every night at this point? Can there be any reason that he's not in the lineup every night?
Well, I mean, they have a left-hander pitching tonight. Wade Miley's pitching for Milwaukee tonight, and I don't know if he's going to be in the lineup tonight. I mean, what you said just now, like he's one of the hottest hitters in baseball, but I don't know that they're going to play him against lefties. He needs to be able to hit lefties. If he's going to be an everyday player, he's got to be able to hit lefties. He's 0 for 7 this season against left-handers. That's really kind of a small sample size. To prove whether or not he can hit them, he's got to get more opportunities. And, I think he's showing the potential that he has right now, what kind of player he can be. Like, he can be a big-time, year-in, year-out all-star. So you want that bat in the lineup every day, regardless whether it's right-handers, left-handers. Their analytics tell them not to play him on days when left-handers start. But, if a guy has this kind of potential, he needs to be in the lineup every day. The one saving grace that they do like is on days when lefties start, when he doesn't start, then they can pick and choose where they put him in the lineup. A couple nights in Boston, they saved him. He didn't start, but they were able to use him late in the game against Kenley Jansen. It worked out both times.
John Denton, our guest here every Tuesday at 9 o'clock on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. He's with us on Thursdays on 101 ESPN. On Balloon Party. Follow him on Twitter and read him at MLB.com. So there is an anecdote about Paul Goldschmidt speaking to the team before the start of the series in Chicago. Those who, I don't even think you have to cover Paul Goldschmidt to know what his personality is, and his personality I don't know how you describe it, John. It's not like I'm around him a bunch, but I've been around him a decent amount and interviewed him. I suppose I would say introverted and not really interested in the BS that can come with the game. He is a baseball guy and not by any means mean or rude. He just isn't interested in being a look at me guy. I can't imagine he has a whole lot of Instagram activity. Let me put it that way. So with that said, for Paul Goldschmidt to stand up and address the team, and then the team since then to go on this heater, 6 of 7 since then, 7 of 8 overall, going back to the win against the Tigers. Have you noticed anything different amongst the players, amongst the staff, comparing it and contrasting, for example, the week that led into Contreras going from catcher to initially outfielder / DH to back to catcher, with regards to the way people are going about their business around there? Anything different that you're observing?
You know, Tim, you're dead right about Paul's mindset. I think he's one of those guys when he speaks up, you listen, because he's not going to do a lot of frivolous stuff. He's not going to do a lot of look at me stuff. When that guy gets in front of a room, you're going to listen to him because it doesn't happen often, right. And if it happens, it's needed. I've asked him a couple times lately. When you're going through a rough patch like they do you say less? Do you say more? And he said, that's a time when leaders, earn their stripes. That's when leaders make changes and leaders speak up and you lead more. And it's not surprising to hear him do that because he's a guy who cares. He's a guy who doesn't like when things aren't done the right way. He wants baseball to be played the right way. Every little inch down to running the bases the right way, taking batting practice before games the right way. I've said it often. Paul is a guy who works so hard. He takes a shower before the game. Like he's usually dripping wet with sweat before the game, then showers before the game, and then goes out and is one of the best players on the field. So he wants things done a certain way. He holds his teammates to that. And like I said, when he speaks up, guys listen to him.
They still have a lot of work to do, obviously, sitting in last place and a bunch of teams still to climb over. But would you say, now that we've kind of seen the potential of this team, that they are still among the favorites to win the division?
I wouldn't be shocked last night if Milwaukee was sitting over there in that dugout and saying, "Oh boy, wow, we've got a battle on our hands. Like this team's coming." I mean, if you look, Pittsburgh started off really well and came back to earth. Milwaukee started off really well, and now they're coming back to earth. I think everybody in baseball still believes this is the Cardinals' division to win. They've got to play 600 ball probably the rest of the way to win this division. But they're capable of doing that. If they can match the pitching with the hitting, with the relief pitching, there's no doubt they can win this division. They've just got their work cut out because they got off to such a slow start. But that had to be an eye-opener to Milwaukee last night to think, wow, maybe we thought these guys were dead, but we're going to have to deal with them all season.
And the thing about it, John, is this. I think considering the sets of circumstances that were going into last night's game, certainly Contreras returning to catcher being number one, a Jack Flaherty start after the exchange at Wrigley Field over the velocity and his struggles being number two, the Milwaukee Brewers being number three. The Cardinals have really played poorly at home. In addition, they had won one series, if I'm not mistaken, the opening series, and that was against the Blue Jays. All of those circumstances to check every box and have that kind of resounding victory to continue that momentum with Contreras behind the plate and Flaherty on the mound and Arenado continuing the momentum from the road trip. That was a monster game. I know it's a Monday night in May and there's 100 plus left, but that was a significant game because of those circumstances.
Yeah, not many more things could have gone right. Like you said, you were looking for an answer on the Contreras thing. You got it. You were looking for an answer on whether Flaherty could be that guy again, and you got it. The offense is rolling. You got good starting pitching. A lot of times on road trips, I think that's where you can have like a turning point because it's a us against the world mentality, and you don't have your family around every day, and you're isolated in a hotel, and you're spending all the time with your teammates. I think if this team goes on and wins the 92, 93 games, wins the division, stuff like that. They'll look back at this past road trip. They'll look back at games like Monday night where, they put their foot down and said, this is still our division. So this run that they've had coming out of the losing streak, this is the kind of play that a team can look at as a turning point in the season. So, it's a quite a resounding response to an 8-game losing streak.
And I don't know it because I haven't memorized the schedule, but I cannot imagine that it could come at a better time for the offense, and Arenado in particular, to find its groove when you consider the matchups that they have with the pitchers this week. Saw Peralta last night. That was the most he's been roughed up all year. He only had one other start that was really comparable, and that was in San Diego against that lineup, although they have certainly been fickle. But you include Miley, who I know has kind of been all over the place, but he's pitching well so far this year. Burns tomorrow, Julio Urias on Thursday. And they have Gonsolin on Friday. I know Syndergaard hasn't been great, but certainly a name. And then Kershaw on Sunday. I mean, I can't imagine that they will face a tougher week of starting pitching than this one. So this would be a hell of a test and a hell of an accomplishment to go. Even 4-3 would be an accomplishment, honestly, considering the teams they're playing and the pitching that they're going up against.
Yeah, there was, everybody was kind of waving the pom-poms last night. The team was playing better going into last night, coming off the road trip, and Oli Marmol said, hey, this is a week that can burst your bubble and put you back in your place if you come in here with the wrong mindset. So, 3 against Milwaukee, 4 against the Dodgers. Yes, they're at home, but that's about as tough a stretch as you'll see all season, and that was a good response last night. They could have totally mailed it in last night. The team got back from Boston at 3:30 in the morning, not a lot of sleep, and for them to respond the way they did last night, that set a good tone for a home stretch. Homestand that needs to be really good. You can't go 4-3 over homestands like this the rest of the way. With the hole they put themselves in, this needs to be a 5-2, 6-1 homestand.
It'd be a hell of an accomplishment against the pitching they'll be facing. John Denton will be covering at MLB.com and on Twitter and on 101 ESPN and here every Tuesday on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. John, always enjoy the conversation. Thank you so much for the time, sir.
Appreciate it. Keep up the good work. Take care.
Thank you, John.
Thanks,
That's John Denton with us here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Your thoughts are welcome. 314-881 TMA5 EDF Group, sponsor of the Text Inbox, sponsor of the pre-party tomorrow night at Maggie O'Brien's. Come on out, Lisa Ann Dating Game right now. You get to watch Lisa Ann talk with Juan from the PP Corp and his fiance.
That's it?
Well,
There'll be others.
Currently.
There'll be others.
The Ballsack family is being recruited. It's EDF Group, also sponsoring the raffle that will be $250 gift card, 4 field box seats to a Cardinal game, and also dinner for 4 with wine pairings at Olive and Oak. EDF Group, sponsor of our text inbox and of the Dotem pre-party. And Jackson Mark Hanna is a wonderful gentleman and a financial advisor, and he's online at evergreenstl.com, and there's video of him on YouTube addressing Germans both in East Germany and West Germany.
He's my advisor, too, but he was not the great communicator. He did not get the Berlin Wall torn down.
A lot of slander suits this morning.
This is unbelievable.
Doug, it's bad.
Yeah, you go on YouTube. That's like the testimony right there. That's like, the proof's in the pudding. This guy is a geopolitical legend, but on top of that, like an incredible financial advisor. And that's because it's, he has a ton of wisdom when it comes to finances. He's given me a lot of information that I just didn't really know about. I'm not really great when it comes to the financial sector. But when Mark Hanna gives me the information, it's clear, it's concise, it's helpful to me, and I know anytime I need to make an adjustment to my plan or if things change, I know I can get on the phone with him, and I know Mark will take care of it because he is a great communicator.
Right.
Well,
that's the way he conveys.
Stop arguing with Jackson.
Can he communicate well?
You're embarrassing yourself.
Of course. Is he the great communicator? I just don't think so.
Listen, this is semantics. Doug likes to, don't listen to Doug, listen to me. I work with Mark Hanna. You should work with Mark Hanna because he is the great communicator.
314-889-0503 or go online at evergreenstl.com. It's Mark Hanna with Evergreen Wealth Strategies. 25 minutes away, maybe 22, from the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Send your emails in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. You want to be the TMA Lister of the Month? You want to compete with, from my standpoint, the front runner, Buck Swope, who will be on full display over the next few days at Maggie O'Brien's tomorrow night for the EDF Group pre-party, and then also the Dotem on Thursday and Friday. Compete by applying to be the listener of the month at tmastl.com. It's brought to you by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. And we have an app contest going on this week, and it's for the movie Air, Jackson. I got to see that.
$500 Visa gift card so you can get a new TV so you can watch Air, which is streaming right now on Prime Video.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, so I can watch that.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
You can buy a pair of Air Jordans. They cost about $500, don't they?
You can get two pairs. You can give me 2 pair with a $500 gift card.
Yeah.
So you just did Nelly's Air Force One. Is that 2002?
I don't know the years, Tim.
But then you changed the melody. Why?
Why? I don't know. I don't know.
Is that Ross Perot?
No, that's a guy in our drops, and I don't know what he was doing or saying. I just remember hearing the drop. He goes,
I think it's like a
why?
mega church thing. It's like one of those like broadcast at mega church. It's
like
a
the guy that
popular
goes,
gift.
is somebody interviewing Katy Perry about sex. So sometimes our drops come from unusual. There it is, right there.
Yeah, I don't know why I changed up the melody. A little remix. But yeah, you can just sign up on the TMASTL app. You get $500 Visa gift card. I mean, you kidding me?
Why wouldn't you apply, Doug?
Gosh, you should.
You should go to the TMASTL app. Harrison's brother Master now back not being happy. Guys, great job on the video, but the flyovers on the front 9 were atrocious. 10 fairway looked like the river to Pear, and the bunkers literally have grass growing in the middle of them. But good job on the back 9, KG. It's from Harrison's brother Master. Jackson, would you like to address one of your least favorite texters according to your current Mount Rushmore?
This guy's... Ugh.
You really don't care for him, do you?
What does a drone have to do with the golf course? You can't make the grass disappear in the bunkers.
You can't try to logic with people that can't meet the expectations. If they can't come to the table with logic, then you can't reason with logic. And that's Harrison's brother Master.
I saw on the live broadcast Sunday that Bubba Watson was yelling at a drone.
He's yelling at a drone?
Yeah.
Because it was bothering him?
Well, I forgot. He was playing with, I think, Dustin Johnson and Brandon Grace. And the drone was there for Brandon Grace's shot. And then it went away before he hit. And then Bubba was hitting. And he got done hitting the ball. He goes, "A damn thing. Yeah, go away when they hit. Right over my head. Get it out. I don't want to see it anymore. Get it out of here." It's just yelling at a drone.
I imagine that's something that athletes in a lot of sports are going to have to deal with here over the next few years. And brings up the question, how much drone is too much? How much television cameras in your face is too much to where it gets in the way?
And most of these, the good ones, you can barely hear. You just hear a little buzz, but they're not really loud.
No. But it could still be distracting. You know, they got that camera on football fields that slides on. You have to wonder if that bothers players at times.
Got a couple pieces of breaking news that just came across my desk here. Doug, you can put another member of the Sweet 16 into the Michelob Ultra J. Randolph Jr. fan page club championship.
Oh.
Todd Callahan, who won it in 2021, has advanced. Eric Callison had to forfeit.
Oh, God. Forfeits aplenty in this tournament.
I mean, this is unbelievable.
Almighty.
They just enter and stop playing.
I mean, Callahan won 2 years ago by about 4 forfeits.
Now, Eric sent me a detailed email, and I don't know if it was for air or not, so I won't read it, but about a number of situations that came up. And I go, oh my God. And Eric was out there with us, I think, last year, Iggy. I think he was my caddy for our first round. So I know him. He's a great guy, and he had a number of things pop up. And then he said I couldn't play the one day that I could play after dealing with all of this. Then Todd couldn't play, and then my family's on vacation this week, so I have to forfeit. And he wanted to send me the details because of the prize money at stake. He didn't want people to think he was just forfeiting out of not wanting to play. Doug, that is Eric Callison. So you had Todd Callahan in the Sweet 16.
I don't have any brackets made up, no, because I just don't care. It's a Shishawali event.
Maybe it was Greg Vaughn who had Todd Callahan then.
I don't think he did.
The Sweet 16. Is that in the Plowhawks bracket?
I don't see the name yet.
Has anybody seen my nurse? Oh, there it is. It's down in the Jackson bracket. So Todd Callahan could be taking on KG and O-Town.
No, boy.
If KG and O-Town wins his match against Flip Wilson, it's KG and O-Town against Todd Callahan in the Sweet 16.
Okay, boy, that's fun.
It is fun.
Who will forfeit that one?
I see somebody was getting tired of waiting for me to fill it out.
Well, when I'm doing this on the show, I need to know who's playing who, so I just filled it in yesterday. And Sean emailed me, goes, hey, just so you know, like 9 matches haven't been played.
No. 9 more forfeits still to go.
Deadline's this Sunday.
I'm playing Sunday.
You and who are you playing? Tim
Rendleman. Yeah.
Tim Rendleman, Jackson.
He usually brings his wife with him.
Now, what if it rains and you can't
Like
play?
Lee Westwood.
That could be awkward when you 9-8 them.
50% chance of rain on Sunday.
Oh,
what if you get rained out?
Coin flip.
I haven't seen that. That's not what I see.
I'm looking at the province of Trieste.
Are you doing that again?
That was a bit.
No, it really wasn't. Just that's where my phone is now. Sunday. 77 and Sunday. You should be okay.
No.
Just don't try to do this in the Mediterranean.
Correct.
Damn it. I was trying to get out. So Sunday. Yeah, deadline day. Gotta get it in.
Final round of the PGA, you'll be missing it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
I'll be all right.
Just hit me for me and Cletus.
No, you're the 3rd round.
I know.
Why don't you record
Moving
it?
day.
Or forfeit.
I usually do that. I'll just pause it, but then I'll stay off of Facebook or Twitter
You basically have to
so I
put
don't get
your phone
updates
away.
on what's going on.
Flip Wilson just issued a statement like, KG, no, I'm coming for that ass.
Oh.
Starting to get hostile. People
Yeah.
are starting to smell the $2,500, Doug.
They want it so badly that as many matches as not are being forfeited away. That's how coveted
Has
it is.
Cisco played Plowek? I know you guys
don't know
played.
if
Has
he
he played?
played.
Doug, did he play Tony Adams?
I don't know who he played.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Dogtown ties in that bracket
Here's
with his
Cisco
Sibian.
and Adams.
Yeah.
I gave up
Cisco and Ebert.
looking around for it, but yeah, they'll play. Gateway ain't gonna be full. You got it. 18 players still need to play.
Yeah, or not. We can flip coins till we're blue in the face.
I have a feeling that quarter is gonna get work in.
I do
We're gonna
too.
barely see the head
Yeah.
of that quarter by the time the tournament
It'll be
starts.
rubbed smooth.
Oh man! Well, it's incredible to see the breaking news that comes in. Cletus now not happy with the allegations of
Of what?
cheating. He said, I was in the doctor's office getting my steroid injection. I don't know what that means, but based on my track record with getting caught up in that, I'm just going to move on.
No.
And he says, we won both days last year at 12 under, and I won 2 other times with Iggy. And by the way, we also won the Lemmings Open last year.
And we have Cletus' second trophy over there.
There it is. Why isn't that his home?
Well, he's got the other one. He said, I don't need 2 of them. So we just put it in here.
There you go.
Nice trophy.
Is this a trophy right here in front of us you're talking about?
No, that's the one I won.
Well, why don't you take that home?
Well, it was at home. I brought it in for the knick-knack wall, but we don't have it anymore.
Oh, so maybe now take it home.
Yeah, maybe I will.
Okay.
Why don't you take the big one home?
It's not mine.
It's Cletus's. Bury your
That's a heck
tongue
of a
deep
trophy.
inside me
Oh.
and play my rusty trombone, you pig-tailed Ledoux whore. That's from the
Gosh.
recovering alcoholic.
Gosh, that was rough.
Who's got pigtails?
Jackson, you have pigtails now?
You couldn't have been talking to me.
I mean, who's he talking about now with
I
pigtails?
don't know. You think
Pippi Longstocking?
someone here could grow hair long enough to get pigtails?
It'll be tough for me, I'll be honest.
My
with you.
hair's long right now, but I still don't think I can do pigtails.
Yeah, he's just picking anybody.
Cisco has just issued a statement. Tim will play Friday afternoon, Cisco. So, Doug, Friday afternoon.
Okay.
You going to get like a hotel over there just so it can be convenient to go?
No,
to
that's a good
Cisco?
idea.
No, I would drive.
And you can
believe
watch
it or
me
not.
and Cletus and then watch Jackson play Tim Rendleman.
You can just bring a Winnebago and just
None of it is happening.
park it at the racetrack.
Track, yeah, but I won't.
Barbecue?
Park it right in the infield. You have
Why
a
would I do that?
barbecue set out there with some lawn chairs.
To watch 2 mediocre weekend warriors play golf?
We'll cover it. You can cover it.
I'm
We'll
not
give you a
covering
press pass.
anything.
Drive around in a hover around with your chair in the back and you kind of do hole by hole breakdown.
That's the way. You know what? This is the way to make local sports on television relevant. Is to
I'm
cover
not there
crap
anymore.
Like this.
I'm not there.
Well, whoever's doing it on, we'll tell Martin.
I swear to you, once a week someone comes up to me and says, watch you every night on TV. I say, you do not. I haven't been there in a year and a half.
They watch reruns.
Thank you for the sentiment. I appreciate it, but it's been a year and a half.
I think it'd be funny to email the sport director, and each week you pick one group of dudes that are just randomly going for a foursome, and then you follow them and cover it and act like it's the biggest deal on the planet.
Yeah, I mean you can't get that on social media or on YouTube. So this is the content that now drives viewers.
Who would would want to watch that?
I would tune in to watch it. I really would.
Dude wins with like a 101.
Doug, when are they going to start streaming old Sports Sundays on HBO Max?
Never.
The
Never.
flashback.
It's all dated.
Like 2005 in July.
They'll never do that.
Can see me with a full head of hair.
What the 4 Fox selling that catalog for? You think the HBO 2.5 billion?
Nothing.
Didn't they just like get rid of all the tapes or half the tapes?
A lot of them, are file tapes, not the show tape. They can't keep everything. You'd need giant warehouses. Maybe not now in the digital age, but before that it was tapes. You'd need giant warehouses to store everything that ever went on the air, every piece of video you ever shot.
CW11 is missing the boat on a big moneymaker by not replaying all the fan shows.
Oh, well, you were the angry guy at the end of the bar?
I was legitimately watching.
Not just me, but it was a funny show.
Yeah.
They got nothing going on Sunday night. Just start replaying old fan shows.
Well, people like you might want money for it.
Don't they have one of like?
I didn't get money when I was doing it.
Oh.
Why would I get money
You don't
now?
drive a very hard bargain, do you?
Well, I did as a favor to Gould.
How come a guy with a 12 handicap wins all your golf tournaments? Thanks. That's from Cuckleberry Finn. Doug Cuckleberry Finn.
Right. Floated up and down the old Mississippi, based out of Hannibal.
And now wondering how Cletus wins all the tournaments.
Well, he's got Guy with him, too. Look, Cletus has a short game. Guy bombs it. Cletus has a short game. All you need is one guy that can hit the ball far and straight, and then a guy that can.
But you still have
short
to do
game.
that.
You got 4 guys that get a putt at
You
it.
guys still have to do it
after
every
tournament
hole.
after tournament.
And every hole to get to 17, 18
Well,
under
he only
par.
shot 12 under last year.
I thought you said
Twice.
16.
Well, the year I won it with him because I was playing with him. But
What about Flower?
yeah, Flower can get a hold of it every once in a while.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, even if you get a hold of it, you still got to put the approach shot within birdie putting range.
How is
which
Flower's strokes
10,
gained
50.
approach?
I've never seen him play.
Oh, it's pretty impressive.
Now, if anybody would even consider Cletus cheating, that's stupid. Cletus doesn't do that.
No.
There's a cute guy sitting next to me in the sauna right now with AirPods on. I hope he's listening to the show. Can you please ask if you're a guy in a red trunk sitting in the DePere Lodge sauna and you find the guy next to you to be cute to meet in the second shower stall in 5 minutes? Thanks. That's from 314.
Well, you're sitting right next to him. Why don't you just ask him?
Is there a sauna there at DePere Lodge? I've thought about joining that place. I think
And you would have had a sauna?
I think a sauna would feel good. They have home saunas now. Well, they have had for years, but I guess they've kind of come down in price.
My friend Bo Burton used to have one.
Some people say they just love them.
Yeah.
Good it makes
I was going into that sauna in Las Vegas. Doug, was that 8 years ago or so?
I don't know how many years.
Oh, the guy pleasured himself.
With the gentleman sitting across from him.
Oh, while you were sitting there?
Was it a sauna or steam?
No. So I was in a sauna.
Okay.
This is at the Venetian Palazzo Spa.
Enrico Palazzo?
Enrico Palazzo. And I was about to enter into, I guess, what would be the steam. Go and get a steam. And as I'm opening the door, I noticed there were little like cubby holes that there was a gentleman handling himself with another gentleman sitting across from him on the other side of the cubby hole.
Oh.
And I went against my primal instincts, which said, go in and go skiing, boy.
No. Go skiing, boy.
And I turned rear and passed on the opportunity to join in.
Oh.
And then I saw them leave later, and it was like 2 guys in their 50s.
Oh, mutual season.
It was mutual.
They would have had to gone in there together, right? You could never get a conversation going to the point where that would happen with a stranger.
I don't know. The steam room, things can happen, though.
How?
Well, people don't kink shame.
I do.
It's the biggest thing, and the humid environment in there can make a man do crazy things.
No, not that crazy.
I don't think that's a kink.
I think that is.
Sticky sweat.
It's like the public humiliation thing.
It's a kink. Yeah. So his king is just jerking in a sauna with another guy across from him watching?
And it would be against the law, right?
I think there's a chance that the other guy was also pleasuring himself.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, again, went against my primal instincts to stick around and see what the word was. And
hello.
And then I let the lady at the front. I said, I gotta tell you, there's a couple of guys, you know.
Oh, you tattled on him?
Yeah. And she goes, oh no, not again. So I got the sense that this might have been potentially a hookup site. If you remember 1990.
Are you getting turned on by this?
No, not in the least.
1997's There's Something About Mary. Ben Stiller accidentally arrived in a rest area where gentlemen were servicing other gentlemen.
No.
And there was a sting operation with the police. And I was starting to wonder that, based on her response, if the police were aware that this is where gentlemen would go to engage in light hand play while getting a steam.
Come here, big fella.
No, Frank. Don't you get involved.
Looks like gay porn here.
Well, apparently it did. But that would be against the law.
Yeah.
In public to do that.
Pop the champagne and make love all night.
Not in the sauna, Frank.
Roll through this Rolodex here.
Yeah.
I don't suppose the police are going to hustle out there to do anything about it if you were to call them.
Well, who's going to complain?
Tim.
I did.
Is this Lexington Steel?
That wasn't who it was.
Would that be
Two
considered,
strangers.
would that be considered kink shaming?
Two white gentlemen.
You think like the police would like be like
say no, we can't arrest them. It's kink shaming.
Yeah, we don't kink shame.
We just had a bank robbery. We'll get right on that sauna deal.
Well, I mean, if it's just two guys that are doing it to each other, just watching
Against
each other.
the law.
No, they're not doing
In
it to each
public.
other. They're both doing it to themselves, but just mutually.
In their hotel room,
Correct.
it's fine. In public, it's against the law.
That's behind closed doors.
No, it isn't. It's
It
public.
was not.
It's
I
a
walked
public-
walked right in.
Yeah.
Absolutely couldn't have been more alarmed.
If you're going to do that, you got to turn the steam all the way up.
No,
so
you
that the
just
whole
don't
place
do
is
it. How about
full.
you just don't do it?
Well, the next best option.
Well, sauna's a place where sex happens.
Is it?
A
I
sauna
guess so.
would be wide open. There's no steam in the sauna, so that would be high risk.
Yeah, so I was in the sauna. And that's the thing with the wood, right? The wood.
Yeah, the wood, the smell.
And then there was a steam room as well. And I went in there, and that's where the gentleman was pleasuring himself with the guy sitting across from him.
Oh.
What a sight!
You'd think the people that run the place would walk in there every now and then just to say, break this up, fellas. Stop it. Or you're not allowed back in here anymore.
Guy in a coat and tie walks in. Anything? What's going on here, boys? Anything? All right. Keep your hands to yourself.
The fact
Don't.
that you even have to do that. I mean, what's happened to us as a culture?
You don't think this was going on in the Wild Wild West?
Probably not. No.
What about the Founding Fathers? Plowhawks fantasy team, the Founding
Probably
Fathers
not.
Toughs.
No, I
Just
don't think
saying
they had
you.
saunas.
A trade proposal.
You said
Yeah,
trade
you
proposal?
did.
No, Prime Minister. Well, I can't because we're playing each
Yeah, we're
other this
playing
week.
each
It's
Oh.
It's a respect thing.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's also like I know Tim will take advantage of that, as he should, and just destroy me with the same player I just gave him 2 days prior. So I don't want to do that.
Southside Seaman will do things like that.
Yeah, I don't want to fall victim.
Founding Father Toughs.
Clip that off. Back when I was an Uber driver, I picked up a gentleman from the gay spa just northwest of downtown, and not knowing any better, I embarrassed him by asking, "What is this place?" That's from Suckboy Tony of
Oh.
Seward. Doug, where is this gay spa just northwest of downtown?
I don't have any idea.
Is this in St. Louis, or is this like Las Vegas?
I
will have to go do a remote.
I'm not going.
You're sick remote.
It's two places I'm not going. This spa and the golf course to watch a Shishawali tournament.
I think there's going to be a lot of people there on Saturday. I facetiously said that to Sean in an email yesterday. He goes, well, just let them know they can't use carts.
Yeah, he's had enough of that. Everybody bringing caddies last year, just grabbing carts.
So you'll be riding with Cletus, because you're not walking, right?
I think so. I got to see how Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday go. I'm still kind of weak from COVID, so.
You're a long COVIDer.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are long days.
You on any medicine?
Cletus might be pissed if you WD as his caddy.
No,
Doug, that could make me a favorite.
I took medicine when I had it.
Maybe you can read the greens through FaceTime. He can call you every time he's getting ready to putt.
Not bad idea.
Oh, that Tim would definitely love that.
Yeah. I
Hey,
think
Tim,
everyone
just a
would
second.
really
I'm going to
enjoy
try
that.
to use my iPhone.
He wouldn't have any idea how to do it.
Tim, how big was he? Thanks. That's from Clark W. Griswold.
Oh,
It's a great question.
Plowsy, you've offered me players ranked 157th, 86, and 110 for players ranked 38 and 35.
Oh, it's the Founding Father Toughs.
And by trading you Mookie Betts, I would no longer have a shortstop.
I got one for you.
Well, you said you were in need of a second baseman.
But I'd rather have Mookie Betts. He could play second, too. Either a second or short.
Yeah, if you're going to go
You offered
strictly by
me-
like Yeah, Kellen Marte has very similar stats to Mookie Betts.
Think about that, Doug.
I mean, it's almost identical.
Marte's ranked 157 and Betts is ranked 38th based on what they've done this year.
Look, if we're trading based upon rankings, no one's ever going to trade ever. I mean, it's all about need. I'm giving
No
you
one
a
never
free,
does trade.
I'm giving you a free.
When I do trade, they get protested every time.
I'm giving you a free 24-year-old stud pitcher for literally no pitching that you have to give up, who is absolutely dominant. So, like, I realize that you may lose a little on offense, but you also gain a starter who is a stud.
Yeah.
So that's fine if you want to keep Mookie and Diana Vine there in the middle of the pack. I'm fine with that.
I'm not in the middle of the pack. I'm in 4th place.
Wow.
I'm a first division ball club.
I'm with you, too. I get it. It's just a preliminary.
Okay, it's worth
Like, could
throwing
be
it out there.
preliminary trade.
You never know if my hand slips and I punch accept instead of reject.
No, you can counter. I'm fine with that. Byron Buxton's legit.
Suckboy Tony just sent us a place on the map to go for our spa in St. Louis.
Suckboy Tony is trying to lure people into a spa
by pinging on a map.
I don't believe there's a gay spa anywhere in St. Louis.
Now Chairman Stephen Wildwood's talking about it too, so he's aware of it.
It's open 24 hours. That's not a good sign.
Oh, you know where it's at?
It's like a warehouse?
I'm looking at the Suckboy Tony screenshot here. It says open 24 hours. It's got 5-star reviews.
Nice.
God.
24-hour spa.
Give me 2 pair, I need 2 pair, so I can get to stomping with my Air Force Ones. Sweet boy, stomping with my Air Force Ones. 2002?
Tim, the years, I don't know.
I feel like it's 01.
I thought it's Tuesday. The Anna Nicole Smith documentary drops on Netflix today.
Nice.
02, you're right, Tim.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Is that basically when she
I
found true
hijacked the
love?
Wildest. Did I throw something in there?
I can't wait for the scene when she really found true love.
Yeah, she did find true love with an oil bear in his 90s.
I don't think that mattered, which is awesome.
It was at Napoli on a Friday. Doug, let's go to VIP Auto Accessories.
Okay.
And see Tommy Cibulka. You can call him directly, 314-428-3900. You can email him at tommy.cibulka@VIPAutoaccessories.com. VIP, the biggest secret in its industry. Now they're promoting their service for all to hear to take advantage of the VIP quality and convenience, all local since 1979. It's commercial, van and truck upfitting, and they do graphic solutions as well. Retail office space, walls, floors, windows, and of course vehicles. You name it, VIP does it. Tommy Cibulka will take great care of you, and he wants you to reach out to him directly. That's what our advertisers do. They say, hey, let the listeners contact me directly. 314-428-3900 or email them at tommy.cibulka@VIPAutoaccessories.com, and then think about it if you get the opportunity to do so. You want to look good at any time you're on the golf course this coming summer? Holderness and Bourne. And on top of that, you get 15% off with the TMA promo code. You can attest that when it comes to fashion, finding clothes that fit properly can make or break the outfit. But when you want to look not only good in all types of weather conditions and swing a golf club comfortably, fit is even more essential. Holderness and Bourne has absolutely nailed the fit because their approach is tailored but not tight. Even those who wear a bigger size enjoy 15% off at hbgolf.com with the code TMA15 and check out their new spring styles and colors. Again, go to hbgolf.com and apply the code TMA15 for 15% off your next order and feel the difference in their premium golf apparel. What's going on back there with Jackson? You hear those sounds?
I do hear
I
tapping.
swear I heard like a slurping. You slurping somebody, boy?
My apologies. I was just opening up something. All good.
What are you opening up?
I was having a little protein bar. I was having a little snack. Pay me no mind. I thought my mic was off.
No,
couldn't
it
be
was
any
open.
sorrier.
Gosh, it couldn't wait. We're off the air in 10 minutes.
I just couldn't be any sorrier.
Okay.
Jackson's got to go to work in 10 minutes, and I mean, he really got to go to work.
Yeah, my real job starts in 10 minutes.
Is that show harder to do than this one?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's only an hour compared to 3.
I will take 10 hours of TMA to 1 hour of Balloon Bar.
Oh, because of the whooping you get?
I think it's the ratio. No, I think we've won them over, actually, because I'm really blunt about the Cardinals, and I guess that's unique. I don't know. And so now I'm tell it like it is guy, apparently, even though I'm doing the same crap that I've always done. But I guess that resonates with the... Now, if the Cardinals are good, now I'll be anti-St. Louis guy, and all the people who are hating on the Cardinals will be mad at me because now I'm not pro-Cardinals, even though they were hating on the Cardinals. Hell, I don't know.
Right.
Whatever. We'll just do our hour.
Well, sure, that's all you can do at this
Yeah,
point.
we're 12 and 10:30, too. Talking doggies. Defense, doggies, defense.
Doggy's got to get it going again.
Defense have an offense problem.
Yeah.
Maybe they should go to mentality. Go to lowtusa.com. If the doggies are dealing with low energy and motivation, weight gain, muscle loss, fatigue, tired all the time, feeling anxious and moody, irritable, impatient, anxiety, depression, those are symptoms of low testosterone. And Mentality is a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. When you feel like you don't have the energy or drive to keep up with your kids after work, or you could be the father and husband and friend you know you can be, that's where low testosterone can cause problems. Get it treated at Mentality, lowtusa.com. The normal range for testosterone is large. If you've been to a doctor and they told you that you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it wasn't fully looked at, come get checked with Mentality. Testosterone therapy helps men regain normal function and restore their ability to perform normally at all levels. Just go to lowtusa.com, and now you're at Mentality, and now you're working with the great people at Mentality. It's lowtusa.com. Mentality. Think about it.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
I'm just thinking about that for a while, if that's okay.
Anything resonating?
I could probably have my mentality boosted a little bit.
I can't imagine you with even more testosterone than
Yeah,
you already
it'd
have.
be frightening, wouldn't it?
Couldn't even find pants that fit that hard.
Oh.
You're silly, Viral.
Clip that off.
I'm silly, viral?
Viral.
Okay. Would you rather be virile or viral?
Viral load.
Oh, God. Why do I ask questions? Why do I ask any questions at all?
I'm just chucking up 3-pointers back here.
Viral load?
Yeah, that's like, here, I'll look it up. That's not dirty.
Sure sounds like it.
It sure does
I
to
know,
me,
that's-
too. It's like a post that went viral.
The amount of virus in an infected person's blood.
Viral load.
All right.
I remember they were talking about that with COVID. That was like a thing, the viral load.
So we've all still got that in our blood, right?
I don't know.
If you got it?
Probably.
Virus doesn't go away, right? It just goes dormant?
Yeah, that sounds right.
So we're all carrying a little bit of viral load around with us.
Time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling Minute. Buck Swope is your leader right now. He's got a 2-goal lead. I've got a confession to make. I've had more than my fair share of dreams of a sexual nature involving me and Doug Vaughn delighting our own selves in a sauna. Because if that wouldn't be the hottest two 60-something-year-old guys going at it, I don't know what is.
There's no such thing.
Anywho, it's going to sound like I'm vaunting, because I am. Tim voted for me yesterday. You know else who can say that? Nobody. That's who. Coolest moment of my life, except for that one spring break. That was the time my buddy banged that Vikings cheerleader. Because if being the spitting image of Fran Tarkenton is hot, then she was it. But this email is about how every time Tim makes an announcement, it turns into the plowboy time with the excuses and bragging. I will let people know. Let's do the math. I got an idea. Let's not. I've done a pretty good job. Stop it. Guess what? Best of isn't a loose term. It literally means best of. More Tim, less plowboy. That's from Dick, and then the last name is Supper.
So, like, you want me to just conjure up best ofs that don't exist?
Yeah.
Like, God, I hate people, man. I seriously hate people. That's why I'm home by 7:30. I'm in bed by 8 because people suck so bad.
You want to get away from them.
Oh, especially these people, yeah. Oh, man.
Even
I can get
Dick
you Dick Supper's email.
That's Kevin Miller. What is a dick supper?
I think he
I can only
pronounces
do
it
the
super.
It's a dinner of penis, isn't it? Regarding yesterday's discussion on barbecue, guy, it's a very Midwest thing after you turn 35 to either get weirdly into smoking grade D meats and or becoming a connoisseur of $45 whiskeys that you can buy at Target. If you really want to take it to the next level and upgrade to one of the Turbo Sads, post about both on an HD2 radio show's Facebook fan page to a couple hundred guys and a few hundred other guys pretending to be girls. Toodles, Doug, that's from Dale Estefan.
Dale Estefan.
Is the fan page becoming a smoked meats page?
I think it probably is.
Close.
Yeah. I'm an expert on smoked meats, cigars, and whiskey.
You're a man's man.
Man's man.
Imagine you have a friend named Tom who has a toy car. Now, sometimes Tom lets his other friend, let's call him Sam, play with the car. Sam enjoys playing with the car, but Tom feels a little sad because he wants to play with it too. So even though the car belongs to Tom, he lets Sam have fun with it instead of playing with it himself. In a similar way, sometimes there are people called cucks in grown-up relationships. They have a partner, like a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but sometimes they let someone else spend time with their partner, do things together that they would normally do with their partner. This can make the person who's called a cuck feel sad or left out, just like Tom when he felt he couldn't play with his car. Thanks, that's from DraftKings Cal. Doug, what I read?
I have no idea. DraftKings Cal with a hideous email. Just really awful. Why you would sit down on a Tuesday morning and type that and send that to a radio station, I do not know.
Guys, the 2023 Dotem preview video was a cheeky yet artful cinematic masterpiece filled with more plot twists than an M. Night Shyamalan movie. And if the Academy has any integrity at all, it will win Oscar for Best Picture. I enjoyed it because I got to see Tim, Doug, and Darren soaking wet. Tee-hee. On a somber note, I would like to say R.I.P. to that piece of paper Tim was holding because it was getting absolutely pelted by rain. Aside from Tim's erect nipples poking through his white shirt on that rainy day, I simply could not take my eyes off that flimsy piece of wet paper. Like a saturated maxi pad. That paper simply could not absorb any more moisture. The biggest plot twist happened halfway through the video when the main character, Tim, was inexplicably replaced by two fellas who know very little about golf. An angry old man impersonating Mary Poppins and a 115-pound twink so high on marijuana that he couldn't even remember to face the camera as he spoke.
I did.
Literally everything Plowsy said was inaudible as he turned his back to the microphone and his words were swept away by the wind. The most confusing part was that the aerial drone footage was shot on a bright sunny day. You guys...
Stop giving us the business!
We had continuity issues.
Recorded my whole explanations on a different day during some sort of monsoon. So the setting of the video kept alternating between a calm and inviting golf sanctuary and the tornado scene from Wizard of Oz. It's absolutely brilliant. My favorite part was how the plow skeleton started out 5 feet away from Doug, but by the last hole, he was snuggled up next to Doug's hip as they shared some intimate umbrella
We
time.
didn't. It was pouring down rain. He was trying to get out of the umbrella.
The last 2 holes were brutal.
If this video doesn't get the horny diabetics with handicaps higher than their inflated BMIs fired up to shoot a round of 30 over par as they drool on Lisa Ann for 6 hours, nothing will. That's from the JV golf coach. Dougie sent screenshots of how far Plowhawk was and then how close he was by the last
Why are you spending your time doing that?
The umbrella wasn't necessarily needed at hole 10, but at hole 18, I would die.
Sure it was.
And finally, wow. The Cardinals are coming. Tra-la. 18 runs. Big night for Gorman. It's almost like the lineup is better with their best hitter in the DH slot instead of the sub-400 slugging catcher who took an Iggy-style week-long sabbatical from catching. And how about Jack Flaherty turning back the clock with his best start since September 2019? If we can just get hot, we can win this garbage division and get smoked in the playoffs again. The 1976 documentary Rocky is the story of a real-life everyman boxer who starts dating Michael Corleone's sister, Connie. Connie had fallen on hard times after getting exiled from the family following an argument with her brother over the legitimacy of the World Baseball Classic. But Rocky and Connie make a nice couple, and he ends up going the distance in his big fight with Apollo Creed. Years later, in the third documentary, Rocky and Apollo become romantically involved and are seen together at the beach, hugging each other and splashing around in the waves. Apollo was tragically killed in an exhibition match with a Soviet boxer named Ivan Drago because Rocky refused to throw the damn towel. Rocky then grew a beard and started training in Russia and eventually avenged the death of his lover by defeating Drago in Moscow. In the process, won over the partisan Soviet crowd, which ultimately led to the end of the Cold War. Some Buck Swope.
I don't think any of that happened. Buck Swope, nice little email this morning.
That's what we have for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day.
I don't know. I'm just so disappointed in the JV golf coach for going to the time and the trouble to make screenshots showing how far Plowsy is standing away from him. So it's hard for me to vote for that. It's a poor use of his time. So because of that, I'll vote for, I guess, Buck Swope.
You're an embarrassment. You really are.
Why?
JV golf coach.
I agree with you. The JV golf coach is shit.
Damn it, Lucas.
The Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Congratulations to the JV golf coach. Jackson and I got to go down the hallway and deal with the situation. It's never a good day the day after a good Jack Flaherty start.
Oh.
And that's what we've got
People
coming
be
up.
upset by that?
Yes.
Because he pitched well?
That's right.
They want him out.
That's right.
Okay.
So we'll deal with that down the hallway. Taylor, 12 at 10:30, talking doggies. Offense. Doug, you've got a sound story coming up.
I do.
Your sound story at mysoundstory.com. And Jackson and I are heading down the hallway. Time for us to shut it down for the Plowhawk. For Action Jackson, for Kenneth Higgins Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas O'Malley, and Tim McKernan. This is Ben, the Ryan Kelly, morning after from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm here with a great